Welcome to the ICSSR Southern Region Council Hyderabad sponsored 2-day national seminar on rural tourism and sustainable rural livelihoods. This is second day. In second day, we are going to watch plenary talk by Professor HR Uma Madam from Mysore University. Please welcome, Madam. I invite our head of the department, Dr. Nirja Garu. Please occupy the chair. Thank you, madam. Now I requested Dr. Konaprabha to introduce our resource person.
Thank you, madam. Good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce Professor H.R. Uma Madam, Professor of Economics, University of Mysore, who is the chairperson for this fourth session. Madam completed her PG in 1993. She cleared UGC NET twice and qualified UGC JAR in 1995. She has selected as a lecturer by KPSC in 1996. She completed her PhD in 1998. She has 25 years of teaching and research experience. She is also an alumni of University of Mysore. Her areas of specialization is economics and health economics, etc. He completed 3 major research projects from UGC and one minor research project from University of Mysore. Madam guided 10 MPhils and 12 PhDs. Presently, 8 scholars are pursuing their research work under her supervision, and she evaluated many MPhil and PhD theses from other universities also. Madam participated in more than 100 national and international seminars and conferences. She has published more than 50 research articles in various national and international journals and published 6 books. Madam has a good administrative experience as a special officer in Registrar Evaluation Office and as a director in Sir MVPG Center to Binakere in Sir. She is a member of BOE and BOS for various universities. Currently, she is a member of BOS as well as BOE chairperson for University of Mysore. Madam was organized several seminars and participated in various invited lectures and chaired sessions. She received UGC Research Award in 2016 to 17. She has visited many foreign countries like UAE, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Switzerland, France, Austria, Ireland, England, etc. on academic reasons like presenting papers at international conferences. With this brief introduction, and now I request Professor H.R. Uma Madam to chair the session. Thank you, Ananda.
Once again, we welcome you all for the second day of the 2-day national seminar sponsored by ICSSR Southern Regional Center, Hyderabad. And it's really, we are privileged to have such a scholarly person, Professor Uma Madam, and I extend my sincere gratitude to Uma Madam for coming all the way from Mysore to here. And I request Madam to give her plenary talk on rural tourism in Karnataka, a case study of course. Now the session is yours, Madam. You please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. First of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the university authorities and also my dear friend, Professor Madhavi. I think I should confess that I don't know Telugu, though I understand the language little bit. I have no knowledge of Telugu, so please excuse me because I'm not going to convey it in the local language. But there is no need for any communication if your heart likes the other heart. So Madhavi madam and I came in touch because of this BOS. I become the member of BOS and we hardly have met twice, but the rapport between us is beyond our language. I think she's like a younger sister, like to me, to be frank. So coming here is always a festival for us. You know, Tirupati, nobody say no to Tirupati. And Madam has taken a wonderful topic, tourism, which is very relevant not only for her place but also to my place. So yesterday I thought I'm going to make the last presentation. So my husband told me, don't make it very boring by just giving the literature, but make it an opportunity to convey to the younger ones, students, uh, that Mysore is also one of the very wonderful tourist place to visit, because now we are seeing a drastic change in tourism. It is not that tourism was not there; it has been there thousands of years. But tourism was for spiritual purpose. Tourism was for temple run. The olden days, visiting Tirupati is once in lifetime opportunity. Like it is the last thing we wanted to go. That is Tirupati, and once it is done, it is done. And even visiting these spiritual places has been supported by people. If somebody is going to Tirupati, somebody is going to Dharmasthala, somebody is going to uh, like Kedarnath. These has been taken as the pride of the village, pride of the place, pride of the family, and people used to help us with funding. Even now, we had been to this Vitala. Where is it? Pandavapur, Pandrapura Vitala. So while going, we saw so many groups of people with bhajan and all. They were moving together. And somebody told me for them, throughout their journey, people will support them with food and shelter. They go without anything, not even a penny, with just with two sets of clothes. They start from their village. But other people on the way, they will support them. And it is considered as a punya. If we help the people who are going to see the God, it is like punya. We will earn punya. So such thing was tourism in India. Our culture used to support people to visit God and bring us some blessing. So there was nothing like commercialization. What we are seeing today is commercialized tourism. Not only in Tirupati, everywhere we are seeing the commercialization. So now, when you see the God Balaji, you can imagine how tough it is. It is not something very easy. So much of hurdles are there. And even in Mysore also, you if you, I always tell madam to come there to see Dasara. We have a Navaratri, wonderful Navaratri. We have a lot of uh, lakhs of people come and go, but there also you can see how it has become commercialized. Visiting Chamandi Hill or going to Vrindavan, it is not something very easily taken nowadays. So everywhere we economists say it is how it is economically important. Of course, we are earning more by tourism, but at the cost of what? We have to think in terms of we are getting lot of financial benefits out of tourism. Tourism is particularly, you should see, after this COVID made us realize the importance of life. COVID made us to realize to live the present life. So all of us become very moving. All of us become uh, very much worried about our present, not about our future, because we don't know when we are going to die. We don't know. We realize that life is very uncertain. The younger ones, 10 years, 12 years, 3 years, 4 years, they are dying, and this made us realize that you have to go out and enjoy. You have to go out and see the world. And now you can see not only international migration, not only international tourism, which was recognized as tourism long ago, now internal tourism. You can see lot of in migration between the places. And in Karnataka, we have been provided with freebies. The women has been provided with free buses. And this has made a transitional change in the movement of women. The villagers, village women, they're coming out and they're visiting the temples, they're visiting the tourist spots, because the main hurdle has been removed. The main hurdle means the traveling cost has been removed. So lot of transportation, lot of traveling is happening, lot of tourism is being promoted, not at international level, but at local level. Domestic level tourism has been on a high. And we can see how the people, Saturday, Sunday, it's very difficult for us to move between Mysore and other places because there is so much of inflow. The tourist inflow is so high on Saturdays or on holidays. It is very difficult for the localites to move around within Mysore. So why I'm comparing is tourism is being promoted everywhere. We have the accessibility, we have the affordability. See, our financial status has improved, our knowledge has improved, our desire to go out has improved. We are not like our older generation where we Saturday, Sunday, we use it for cleaning the house or we use it for resting. No. Saturday, Sunday, we wanted to make the best of it. We go out just for a day or two. Most of the Bangalore IT sector young couples, they go out of Bangalore to Coorg, just spend 1 or 2 days and come back. Why? Because the whole week they have struggled hard. The whole week it was full of stress. They just wanted to release it. They go out, they spend the money, they come back. The Western type of lifestyle has come into picture. Even in Western country also, they work for the whole week. They go out, they spend the Saturday, Sunday, weekend. They spend everything, they enjoy, they come back. Again, the name, same working professional lifestyle. We are also following the young generation is almost westernized to that extent. They earn, they spend, and now they don't bother about saving for the next generation. Yesterday we were discussing the same thing. The present generation is not worried about saving. We earn, we spend. What about your children, grandchildren? Because my grandparents might have worried about us. They might have made some land, they might have made some house, thinking about their children, their grandchildren. But we never do that because we are happy. We are very self centered people. We just wanted to be happy for ourselves. I want to spend my money, go out, do tours, go to other countries, enjoy. Just that my son, my daughter, they will take care of themselves. So the present world, the culture, the tradition, what has been there has changed. And that is also one of the reasons for the tourism to get promoted to such a higher level. It is not only the entertainment, it's also one of the way of earning GDP, increased GDP for the countries. And of course, spending is very good because that is going to create demand for the products, demand for the services. We say economics, Keynesian economics is considered as demand economics. So after the Great Depression, 1930, Keynes recommended for having a better demand to uh, see the world coming out of a recession. So how you create demand? You have to spend. So spending on tourism, thank you so much. Spending on tourism, spending on products, all these things have been made one of the main reasons for us to create demand. So consumerism, you might have heard consumerism. So we are getting lot of demand for the things, for services, for enjoyment, and we are creating demand for tourism, and we are going out, we are enjoying, we are eating, we are entertaining ourselves. Yes, the national income is increasing, the personal enjoyment is happening, everything is there. But now the world is asking you at the cost of what? So we are deviating ourselves from the general tourism, which you might have heard a lot in the previous sessions. Now we are turning towards sustainable tourism. We not only want to enjoy things for ourselves, but also wanted to protect it and wanted to give it to the next generation. That is a responsibility. Sustainable development speaks in terms of having it and also giving it to the next generation without destroying it. So tourism is also one such issue which has been highlighted in sustainable development goals of international goals. United Nations has given us 17 goals, and many of these goals has been, you can tag it to the tourism also. So we have to have a responsible tourism. Of course, we enjoy, we eat, we drink, and we enjoy. That is needed, but the responsibility is to keep it safe and also keep it to the next generation. So only because our forefathers has protected and given it to us, we are able to see the Balaji, which is so quite old. We are able to see Dasara, which is quite, it has its own history. So it is our responsibility to protect it and give it to the next generation. So in this way, now we are talking in terms of sustainable tourism. So with this introduction, I just wanted to just take you through some of the tourist spots which definitely you people should come and see in Karnataka as well as in Mysore, and also specifically about Coorg, Kodagu. You might have heard the Coorg is known as the Scotland of India, which is a hill station, which has been used by many rulers as their summer home, including Tipu has had his summer palace, and Odayers have their summer palace there, and even now you can see such wonderful places. It has been ruled by some great Nayak community, which has its own palace there, which has its own Raja seat there, and even now it is one of the cooling places where, as I told you, people, young generation in Bangalore, the IT sector people who are settled in Bangalore, they just want to spend their time to release themselves from the day-to-day stress. If you see on Friday night, Saturday morning, you can see good number of vehicles going out of Bangalore. There will be traffic jam, and again, Monday morning, you can see a huge number of vehicles coming into Bangalore, and again, traffic jam. That means only for 2 days they are going out, they're enjoying, and most of them, if we trace them, they are going to Coorg because it is quite nearby. They spend their Saturday, Sunday, and they come back. So Coorg has been used extensively by not by foreigners now, but by the localites. We are the people who are going. We are the people who are touring. Tourism is not from England or America to India. Tourism is mainly between two regions, between two states, between two places where we are spending money to a large extent. And after 1980s, government realized that it is not the international migration, it's not the international tourism which is benefiting us a lot in terms of money, but it is in migration or the within the region tourism which is producing lot, generating lot of revenue. And from 80 onwards, we can see the government encouraging people to go out and providing infrastructure, providing all the facilities which are needed for tourists to come and enjoy their life. So this has made tremendous change in the infrastructure, in the construction of buildings, providing water facilities, sanitation facilities. All these things are happening slowly, and this is also one of the way of seeing improvement in rural areas. As yesterday morning in the inaugural session we were discussing, every village has its own history. Every village has its own tourist specific spots. There are many temples, and every temple has its own history. And if somebody is going to make a record, we have seen lot of such things on YouTubers. We have one person who is doing such work within Mysore, and being Mysoreans, most of the stories are new to me because we go visit and come back. But what is the history behind that? Who has built it? What is the purpose of building it? And how many years old it is? All those history, it is really very mesmerizing. And such things are there. Even we were discussing in and around Tirupati, we come, we visit Balaji, and we go back. But there are so many memorable places, so many historical places, so many legendary issues which are linked to Balaji, which are in and around Tirupati, which may not be considered as tourist spot, which are somewhere in a small village, which can be revived by the local people and can be made a tourist spot. The responsibility is, of course, with the academia and also with government. And these things, if they are, if you make them come alive, then definitely you can invite more number of people, and not only that, you can also improve the status of such villages. It's a way of we call it in economics imbalance growth, where we don't equally distribute the developmental this thing to all the places. We just put investment on one place, and that investment in one particular place will develop the other places. So in that way, having limited resources can also be made use to promote the development of such tourism spots, rural tourism, if we take care of the other challenges like pollution or destroying the things. It's so sad. In Davangere, in Karnataka, there is one place called Davangere where there is one Kalleshwara temple. They say it is an Ishvara temple. The temple has so many pillars. The speciality of the temple is three kings have contributed to the development of that. Rashtrakutas, Hoysalas, and Chalukyas. Three stages are there. They show you that Rashtrakuta type of temple is totally different to look. Chalukya type, it is totally different. Hoysala type, it's totally different. The outside has been improved, but the Garbhagriha is same. All the three different dynasties have contributed for the development of that. And there are beautiful pillars which reflect our faces. Such wonderful pillars are there. And some pillars have been taken to France, to some other Western countries for the sake of PhDs. They have done PhD on one single pillar, and they have taken it and they have bring it back, and they have placed it again in the same temple. But we people, if you see on those beautiful pillars, we can see the shape of heart, we can see the names written, scratching on that. And the whole lot has been destroyed by the natives. But the Westerners, they have used it so academically. They have taken it in the flight, they were saying, and they have brought it back after utilizing it for its academic purpose. And the unfortunate thing is, the pujari of that temple says this temple has not been recognized by the district profile. They have put the district profile where that has not been recognized, and it is very historical, and it is placed in such a way that hardly 2 3 people visit that. Nobody else comes there. So it is really maintained in a very good manner, because you can go, you can have a wonderful puja there. But once it becomes popular, what will happen? We throng to that, huge number of people will go there, and definitely that will spoil the atmosphere, that we pollute it, we put all the nonsense there, and we destroy the whole atmosphere. So in this way, there are many temples in the rural areas which needs recognition. And if the people and government work together, and if the academia also comes in picture and recognizing these places and giving proper importance to them, there is a way of making tourism as a revenue earning for the whole of the country. Because whatever we have in India, probably it is something um, uh, you can never expect in any other country. We have so much for tourists and also for our own personal use, the spiritual, the temple, the cultural, eco. We have, you just mention anything, it is there, and we are not using it in a proper way, and also we are destroying it for our own self-centric behaviors. So the awareness has to be given to people, and we should know the value of these things. So now we talk in terms of ecotourism. Now we talk in terms of sustainable tourism, because we have destroyed majority of it, and now the time has come to give importance to protecting it and giving it to our next generation. So now we talk in terms of sustainable tourism. We talk in terms of ecotourism, where all these natural gifts given to us has to be protected. And Kodagu is one such place where they are committed to this ecotourism, and they have banned all the plastic. You don't see plastic in that area, because people voluntarily has come out and they have rejected plastic covers, plastic bags. And if you have any plastic things, you have to throw it there itself, because they have identified it as one of the threatening thing for environment. So they are protecting their environment in such a way that the awareness among the people has increased, though they are rural people, though they are not very uh, educated. They don't want to get revenue from tourism, but they want it protect it and to sustain it. So in that way, we have tried through a sample survey. We actually the paper is something to show that we question them about their significance of tourism and about their awareness about ecotourism and those things. And also there is one method, willingness to pay method is there. We have asked them whether they are interested to pay some amount to protect the environment. See, we talk a lot when it comes to protecting environment or protecting a tourist spot, whatever it is. If somebody asks, "Can you pay some amount?" Then suddenly we say, "Okay, I'll take a break. I'll think and I'll come back to you." Nobody will come voluntarily to give something for the protection of environment. But if we are willing to pay, then that shows the awareness level. We have a place called Kukkaralli Lake in Mysore University vicinity. We have a big lake which is used for boating, which is used for many purpose. We have fishing also, and there's a beautiful walking path of 3 kilometers. It has been used by many legendary people like Radhakrishna, our president. He was there in Mysore. He was a professor there. And Kuempu, you might have heard Kuempu, a great national poet who has been given uh, he has been given Padma Vibhushan. And there are many noted poets, noted literary writers, and they have inspired by this Kukrali Kere, where you can see the sunset and sunrise in a very beautiful way. And this lake has been, for some reason, for some time, has been closed because of pollution. Some regions they were sending their dirty water to the lake, and lake was smelling shit for some time, and it was closed. And that was the time when we made a survey of people who used to come there for walking purpose, and they asked whether they are willing to pay some amount to clean the lake. And surprisingly, we got almost like 99% of the walkers who used to come there, old people, the senior citizens, they said, "We are willing to give more than what you're asking." So our question was something like 10 rupees. Are you willing to contribute 10 rupees for cleaning this? And the response was so huge that they're ready to give even 100 rupees for the sake of conserving the lake, because the aesthetic value, it may not give any other, but the aesthetic value of that lake was so high. They just wanted to come there for walking purpose, and they're ready to pay more because their willingness to protect that is very high. And that is something which is very much needed nowadays, because it is not just using and enjoying. Tourism has to be something where the awareness, consciousness should be there for all of us to enjoy ourselves and also to protect this to our next generation, so that they too have a right to enjoy all these places, whether they are eco-tourist spots or they are temples or whatever it is. So in that way, it is the responsibility of the younger generation to see, enjoy, and to protect. So in this spirit, I just have a little slides. We just go through it. Whatever I have said, the same thing are there. Just have a look, and then we can start with the other presentations. So this is one of the Coorg spot. Coorg has too many springs. Everywhere you can see small and big. This is Abbey Falls, which is one of the famous spots in Coorg, where people come and they take bath because it's very neatly placed fall where you have no threats of falling. So you can see lot of people coming, enjoying, drinking, eating, and also throwing all the dusty things there itself and going. So that is the challenge of Coorg, because all the places has been identified and people have started spending money on tourism. They come, they spend, they do parties, but afterwards, whatever the leftover, the papers, the bottles, the covers, whatever, cleaning has become a challenge for uh, for the government, for the community. So now it is not tourism they are promoting, but it is uh, conserving the tourist spots has become very important. Next, yeah. So as I told you, this is in a place called Coop. So tourism, rural tourism, you all have been familiar with the topic since yesterday. So this is a World Trade Tourist contributions. It is a report came out about Indian tourism, where they say that tourism contributes to 9.2% of India's total GDP. And the Karnataka has seen immense growth in domestic tourist visits, growing from 36.7 million in 2006 to 215.03 million in 2018. You can see the multiple shifts in the number of tourists from 2006 to 2018. The state attracts nearly 12% of overall domestic tourist visits in India, and Karnataka tourism sector contributes 14.8% of state domestic product and provide for over 30 lakh jobs. So one of the contribution of tourism is it is contributing more to the GDP, and also you can see the way it is generating employment. It is uh, both formal and informal type of jobs are getting generated because of tourism. Yesterday, I think Professor was mentioning young people can efficient people, efficient young students can also get jobs in one way or the other under tourism because uh, we have seen students of degree graduates with the second year, third year students of history and anthropology. We have seen them becoming guides in the tourist spots. So in Karnataka, we have many places like Chitradurga Fort is there. There we have students of second year BA with history major explaining the history of that spot to us. For them, it is of course a part of their studies. But for those who come there for visit, we may not be knowing the history of the fort, and while explaining, they get some money. So it's a way of using your knowledge under tourism to earn something. So there are many such ways, like making some craft. These can be done by young generation under the name of tourism. And in Karnataka also we have a good number of jobs getting generated. More than 30 lakh jobs has been generated under tourism. And Karnataka is known as a cradle of stone architecture. We have wonderful temples like Belur, Halebed, you might have heard. Somnathpura, you might have heard. And Hampi is known for it. We have huge collection of stone architecture. And these are the places, as I told you, near both north and south Karnataka, we have a good number of temples, historically noted temples. And most of the temples, we people are not aware of it because we are not, we have not yet concentrated more on this rural tourism. So every village has its own history, and those who come from that village have all the rights, have all the duties to make it popular at national and international level. You just go to, for example, under NEP, new education policy, we have internship for students, and the history students are those who are in arts side. They can definitely work on such topics about their village, about the temples, about the river, whatever it is. The relevance of that can be highlighted at higher level, and you can make it more popular and make it a good tourist spot also. And what is all available there, the food culture or the things which are popular, the crops which are popular in your village. All these things are, we think we know it, but the world is not knowing it. And there are many things which become popular just by media. Just by, for example, when Obama has visited India, his wife got some toys from our Channapatana. We have a place which is known for which is popular for toys, the wooden toys. And just because she purchased it, it became very popular at international level. People started exporting from Chennapatana all these toys. So it is the responsibility is also on us to make it popular, whatever it is. You know what is popular in your village, what is available in your village, what temple is there, and who is the god or goddess of that temple. All the historical things you can make it known to the world. Now the media is so open and media is so easily available to us, the free media, and it is all left to us to how you are going to make it popular is in your own hand. We know Tirumala, but there are many other places which we don't know, and you people can make us aware of all these things and make people tourists come to your place and help the place economically also. So it is all possible for the young generation, I can say. So Karnataka is, as you all know, it is topographically, it has a very unique place, and we have some ghats which are quite popular: the Subramanya Ghat, Charmadi, Shirdi, and Akumbe Ghat. All these are they're all very noted ghats and tourist spots also. You see lot many people moving around just to enjoy that the hairpin curves. We have many hairpin curves there, and it is having an average elevation of the plateau is about 6-10 meters above sea level, and it is also one of the reason for making it a tourist spot. And I just make reference to some tourist spots in Karnataka. You can see many starting from south to north. We have many places, uh, and almost all of them are one way or the other. They are all rural tourist spots only. They are located in rural areas only. So these are the places. Just yesterday night I took them into slides because I thought we can make our students know about these places because they're all very noted. The eco-tourist spots, Rangantittu, you might have heard, it is very close to Mysore. Rangantittu, it is a travelable distance, just 5 to 10 minutes from Mysore by car. And it's a place where we have huge number of birds coming from different countries. We get birds from Siberia, and we have a huge bird sanctuary, and we have Bandipur. We have there are so many places, and this is KRS Brindavan, and that is Nandi Betta in near Bangalore, and this is Savana Belgola, which is noted for Jain temple. It is a single stone construction. The whole statue has been made out of one single stone, and this is Whispering Tower in Bijapur, and that is a palace, and that is zoo, Mysore Zoo. We have this is internationally noted zoo. We have different types of animals there. We have a huge tourist inflow into Mysore. Probably every weekend we will be having 4 to 5 lakhs. Only on Saturday, Sunday we have 4 to 5 lakh people coming into Mysore, and there are many more inside Mysore. But I have just shown some major ones at Karnataka level. So Coorg, as I told you, it is a Scotland of India, and Coorg is a place which has a lot of Western influence because the Britishers, Portuguese, French, when they were here for colonies, uh, to them it is a little bit hotter. Weather is a bit hotter, and they used to identify the locations where they can feel cool. So these are the places where Ooty and Coorg, these are the places which they have recognized for their summer home. And due to that, the Western influence is quite high in these areas also. You can see people are quite educated, and they have coffee plantations, and their way of their standard of living or their thinking, all these is quite similar to Western people. But they have not forgotten their culture, they have not forgotten their tradition. Coorg has its own tradition, unique tradition, which even today they respect and they follow. They they're very devoted to the nature and to their ancestors. The way they make puja to nature, to Kaveri, Talakaveri, they have a place where Kaveri is born. Talakaveri is the place, and every year in the month of October, uh, Kaveri Ugama will happen. Kaveri will come, springs will start, and that irrespective of the time, whether it is 3 o'clock in the night or 12 o'clock in the night, all the people throng around that and they make puja to Kaveri. So the worshipping of nature is very high, and the people are very um, they're known for their valor. They're known for their strength. So we see in Kurg every house send one at least one person to Indian Army to Indian Navy. They are all very patriotic people. Every family is very proud to have at least one person sending to defense. So we have good number of people in Indian Army, Navy from this place. You might have heard Karyappa. He is a well-known army man who is also from Coorg. So Coorgis are known for their culture, for their tradition, and even the food culture is also quite unique in that place. Though it belonged to Karnataka, the culturally and traditionally they are quite different and unique from the other Karnataka. It- So this is the placement, Coorg, and where it comes near Mysore, and it is also quite nearer to Wayanad. These are all the places, tourist spots, which are very closely placed, and you can see um, the people who visit Mysore, they also go to Coorg, and those who visit Wayanad, they also come to Coorg to stay for 1 or 2 nights. So this is uh, the Mysore Palace. Mysore is known for its palace. We have had Vadayas for a long time. They ruled Mysore for a long time, and we have huge number of palaces. These are all the some important ones. So we have illumination, which is very popular in Mysore. Every Wednesdays and Sundays we have illumination. Palace illumination will be there, and on all the Dasara time, when we have Navaratri, we have whole Mysuru will be illuminated and it is worth seeing. We get huge number of crowd, not only from other parts of India but also from outside. So the Dashera illumination is world famous. So these are some of the important palaces which are open to the general public. You can come and visit them. And these, though it is little bit away, taken from Google. So these are all the places. This is St. Philomena Church, which is a very huge and very big church. And this is Chamundi Hill, that is KRS, and another temple. That is also in front of Chamundi temple. We have Mahishasura, the one whom Chamundeshwari killed, and that demon is also present there in Mysore. So that is on top of the hill. Chamundi Hill is there. Above that, we have a beautiful place, temple, and it is also one of the Shakti Sthal. You know the story of Sati, when Sati died, Shiva was carrying her, and he was very wild, and Vishnu bring his this to an end. He allowed the Sudarshana Chakra, and Sudarshana Chakra cut all the parts of Sati, and wherever that part is it comes on the earth, all those parts are all those places are considered as Shakti Sthal, and Chamundi Hill is one such Shakti Sthal where we believe that the hair of Sati has fallen on that place. So it is considered as very energetic temple, and we have huge number of people coming to Chamundi Hill to visit this. So if you are in Mysore, you have hundreds of places to visit. We have Nanjangudu, Nanjundeshwara is there. That is considered as Dakshina Kashi. We say Dakshina Kashi. And there are many such places where it has its own historical story to listen, and all of them are in one way or the other related to a village. There are rural tourism only. Only thing, because of these places, the region has been developed and region is getting more economical growth only because of the location of these places. So Mysore is also, it was not a very big town, but now it is almost placing itself next to Bangalore. So Bangalore is super saturated city, metropolitan city, and now people are moving out of Bangalore so that they can get some peace and happiness. And Mysore is becoming the second choice of many of the people. And because of tourism, Mysore is growing very fast economically and also culturally. So these are also some of the places you can visit in Mysore. And coming to Coorg, this is uh, s- specially taken from Coorg, the photos. And we have Dubara is one place where they have this elephant shelter, and you have boating, and also you can go on elephant that is there. And Coorg is now known for this uh, mhm, what is that? Hay homes. We have um, uh, homes converted into some hotel-like thing where the guests can come and stay for 1 or 2 days. The hay homes are becoming very popular nowadays, and we have hundreds and hundreds of homes where the though it is considered as a weekend phenomena, now it is almost full, and it's very difficult for us to get even a small one if you go there on Saturdays and Sundays. And these are all different types of such homes where the feeling of nature has been made more vibrant, and you can take a home on the tree. Also, there are many such uh, places. There are wonderful village like homes. You can experience all together a total a different scenario, and also the food they serve is also very unique, and you can have a different enjoyable time in Coorg. And that is one of Bagandeshwara temple, which is very close to Talakaveri. And I think the above photo is from Talakaveri, where they pray for Kaveri. It is considered as the birthplace of Kaveri, River Kaveri, and the Kaveri is the regional goddess. They pray to Kaveri, and they consider nature as a god. They pray to nature and they pray to their ancestors. That's it. They don't have any other god or goddesses the way we have. For them, the whole nature is God, and in that way, they are very unique. And that is one of the trekking place in Coorg, and these are all homestays examples, and that is the plantation, coffee plantation. Brahmagiri is also one place where people come for trekking, and the middle one is shown how their crafting is very popular. They have their own um, crafting methods where they show the unique feature of Coorg, and lot of such things are there. You can purchase it. And Coorg is known for honey. It is known for spices. It is known for coffee. Whoever goes to Coorg is also known for some chocolates. They make wonderful chocolates, homemade chocolates, and it is known for this woolen things. You get very beautiful sweaters, woolen things for uh, very cheap price. And whoever goes there, we always come with the spices. It is known for spices. We come with coffee. It is known for coffee, and also for tea. They have tea plantations. And Tatas have a they have a huge coffee and tea plantation in Coorg, which is very big and very noted one. And these are the things we always go and get. Whenever we visit Coorg, we always come with one or the other things. Spices are very cheap and very good spices you get. and all these crafts, the wooden things, wooden toys are there, wooden um, uh, things are there. All small things, but very, very rural and very unique things are there. And uh, anybody who visit always come with all these things. And it's known for trekking also. People go on Saturday, Sunday for trekking to Brahmagiri, and also one more place is there. And homestays have become so popular that, of course, they are quite costly also nowadays. For a day, for a night, they charge you, and along with food, you get the accommodation. So every every house is having such facilities, and when you go there, if you don't get any hotel accommodation, you don't feel like you don't become uncomfortable, because there are always this stay homes, homestays where we can stay comfortably with all the facilities. So this is another one which speaks about the cultural uniqueness of Portuguese. The dressing is very unique. You can see the ladies and gents. This is the traditional dress. Every Kurgi, whether they are in army or they are in administration, they are very proud to say that they are Kurgis, and they always wear it whenever there is festivities. Their festival is celebrated. Putri is there. They celebrate their festivities in such a manner that they come together. They call their native home as Ayana Mane. Aya means grandfather. So wherever they are, they most of them are outside also. For the family occasion, they come together. They come and stay in that Ayana Mane old house in the village, and they celebrate that with all these dresses. They wear very formal dress, and the dress is unique with one small knife. That is also very unique. They all the men have to keep it. They keep a knife, and these are the items which are unique for that region only. You don't get that in outside. They have this akki roti, pandi curry, they say, the non-vegetarian food. And they have very unique type of food. Of course, it is very tasty, but still they have retained that uniqueness. You don't find it in any other place, but only in Kodagu. So in that way, they have maintained that culture, the tradition, though they have a huge tourist inflow into Cork. So that is the uniqueness. So these are all, as I told you, we have lot of help from tourism. GDP is increasing. We are getting lots of employment generation, formal and informal employments. We are getting lot of such things, undoubtedly. And this is one slide related to Coorg in 2023. Coorg welcomed a record 4.3 million tourists, indicating a substantial increase from previous years. The surge in tourism has bolstered local business, including homestay, restaurant, tour operators, and it has enhanced economic status. So overall, tourism is helping them, the not only economically but also socially. And one of the major observation is it is giving lot of employment opportunity to women. So uh, Coorg is uh, it is known for gender equality. Coorg is, I think, within Karnataka, it's the only place where you can see more number of women per thousand men. It is like Kerala for Karnataka, where you can see good number of women. Women education is higher in sex ratio. Number of women is more than men. And here in Coorg also we have a good education status. Human development index is very good. We have a very good lifespan. People live longer than the average Karnataka people. And more than that, the women are educated as well as empowered. You can see, if you visit, you can see the difference between Kurgi women and other women. They are very bold, very tough, and very fighter like persons. Just even women, when their husband go to armies, they say the women will take care of the house and they take care of the children. In majority of the houses, women are the leaders, and they know how to manage without men. and that situation is very common in Coorg. And just like that, they are also economically empowered since they are living with all these tourism facilities. They are also economically independent, and most of the families are into tourism in one way or the other. The best thing is stay homes. If they have a part of their house given to the tourism means the women of the house will take care of all those things. Crafts, they sell all these small things, and they also earn. In that way, employability and earning of women has been much better compared to other places. And women are normally, most of the women in Coorg are economically and socially, they're quite empowered. We can see that in them, the employment generation. And as I told, it is one of the hot spot for biodiversity. Uh, Coorg is a place which is considered as one of the hot spot of biodiversity. The UNESCO World Heritage Site has recognized this as eighth hottest biodiversity hotspot. And you can see many endemic and endangered species in the forest area of Coorg, and Nagarhole National Park is here. And we have many ecotourism destinations in South India where Coorg is also considered as one of it. There are many endangered and endemic. Endemic means, all the species which are very unique to that particular region. There are huge number of things which has been identified by UNESCO, and UNESCO has considered it as the hotspot of biodiversity. So when the biodiversity is there, it is our responsibility to protect it and to sustain it for the next generation. So as I told you, this is quite relevant to many of the sustainable development goals which has been given. Tourism also focus on decent work and economic growth. SDG 12 responsible consumption and production, and SDG 14 life below water. All these things, whatever we are saying to sustain, to protect, are all linked to tourism. So in that way, tourism is a topic which you can take it to that level, to sustainable development goals also now linked to the tourism, because every every area which has been highlighted under sustainable development has a link to tourism. So that is the reason why the world travel and tourism travel has been considered as very relevant under tourism, ecotourism particularly. So this is I just skip it. So as I told you, we have used willingness to pay method. This is the evaluation method which we normally use when it comes to environmental evaluation. And here we have taken what are the factors which influence this willingness to pay, and we have taken some variables, and among many variables, what really significantly influence this is education and income. Those who are having good income, they are willing to pay for eco conservation, and also those who are quite educated, they are also willing to pay for the eco conservation. So ultimately our conclusion is we have to make people aware of this eco conservation. So only when we know the importance of ecology, only when we know the importance of environment conservation, then definitely we don't mind paying bit for the conservation of it. Another one is when economically we are stable, then of course spending something on environment may not be a big thing for us. So we have taken many variables, and these are the variables which have significantly influenced the willingness to pay. Education, income are the ones which have significantly influenced it. So we have challenges, as I told you previously. We do have lot of challenges in the form of environment degradation, seasonal employment, socio-cultural impacts, because sustainable tourism practices are essential to mitigate negative effect and ensure long-term economic stability for the region. So tourism, of course, it is helping us economically. It is giving lot of revenue. We are improving, our standard of living is improving, yes, but at the cost of what? means at the cost of environmental destruction. So now it is time for us to think about that part. So tourism has given us a lot, but we have to have the responsibility of protecting it and giving it to the next generation. So in that way, ecotourism comes into picture, sustainable tourism comes into picture, and now it is our time to protect it. And core rural tourism potential is immense, but tourism, environment degradation, and all these things are happening. And now even the tourists and also the natives of Coorg have realized this, and they are working towards uh, bringing awareness to the tourists and also bringing awareness to the localites to protect these places, not to destroy them and not to pollute them the way it has been done by others. You might have heard there is one movie called Yana in Kannada. Uh, it is a name of a place. It's a tourist place, just like this place, very interior, very remote place, Yana, which is a trekking place where you have a wonderful stone structure, beautiful stone structure, and you have falls, very beautiful falls also. That director of the movie has made a discovery of it, and the movie has come out very well. It become very popular. Once it has been identified by the movie, people started going there. Within a span of 6 months, the place becomes so dirty, so polluted. You just can't imagine that this is the place where the movie has been shot. So what we do when some good place has been introduced to us, we go and enjoy and also destroy the place. So that should not be happen. It is our duty and responsibility to protect it, not to disturb the ecological gift of nature. So Coorg stands as a shining example of how rural tourism can thrive by leveraging natural beauty, cultural heritage, and community participation. For travelers seeking tranquility and authenticity, Coorg offers an unforgettable journey into just go to the end. These are all from the research work. Yes, these are some of the places. As I told you, they are all from Coorg only. That is known as Raja Seat, and that is Coorg is also known for this flower shows in summer. And this is also one place which is known for sunset. We stand there and see the sunset. And these are the pollution which has been gifted by us to all these natural beauties. We have done this, and this man-made destruction is now time for us to remove it and cooperate with government and with agencies to see that all this pollution. You might have heard how the Kumbh Mela has made the water polluted. It's I think some crores of people have taken bath there, and you can imagine how much of pollution we have contributed to that nature. And now it is time for us to cleanse it, to make it available to the next generation. That is the responsibility of we people. So all this has to be done. It is not just ecotourism, it is not just sustainable tourism, but it is now responsible tourism. And we say go to rural areas, rural tourism will promote them economically, but we should also keep it in mind that we are not only giving them economic benefit, but also we are in a way become responsible for destroying their aesthetic values, destroying their peace and happiness, because once we enter some good place, we have it in our blood that we are going to destroy it. We will never make any betterment. So rural tourism should help them, but it should not take away the best thing which are available there. So it is our responsibility. So it is responsible tourism. Let us travel for good, reduce, reuse, and recycle. This is the motto of the present tourism. Thank you, one and all.
So, on behalf of everyone present here, I extend my sincere gratitude to you, madam, for very cool and engaging presentation. And we know something about tourist attractions in Karnataka, but you really made us, you ignited our curiosity to visit Coorg, especially. We don't miss Coorg to visit. And you also reminded our responsibility of protecting and sustaining and local tourist attractions, especially usually knowingly or unknowingly we ignore and overlook locally available monuments and heritage. But it's our responsibility to protect and preserve and sustain our locally available monuments and heritage. Once again, I extend my sincere gratitude for your valuable and very, very engaging presentation. Thank you so much, madam. Now let us break for tea. Am I audible now? Yeah. In today's rapidly evolving world, the need for sustainable development has never been more urgent. As urban landscapes burgeon, as rural communities often face the dual challenges of economic stagnation and cultural erosion. Yet, in the quiet corners of India's rural expanse, there lies a transformative force, one that has the power to not only rejuvenate economies but also to preserve ancient traditions and to protect our environment. That force is what is rural tourism. What tragically harnessed, rural tourism can unlock a multitude of benefits. It can intervene it can invigilate local economies, provide sustainable livelihoods, and foster a harmonious relationship between people and the nature. Yet, while certain regions like Coorg in Karnataka have flourished, others like Anantagiri Hills in Telangana struggle to tap into their tourism potential. This contrast raises an important question: what makes rural tourism thrive in some regions while in others it remains as an underutilized resource? Good morning, esteemed speakers whose voices elevate our understanding, and to scholars whose knowledge fuels motivation, and to all students out there whose energy and enthusiasm drive the spirit of learning. It is with this lens I invite you all to this journey through the comparative economic analysis of Coorg and Anantagiri Hills, exploring not just the disparities between these two regions, but the potential for economic rural tourism to drive inclusive and sustainable growth. I am Divija, a research scholar from economics from Sri Padmavati Mahila University, enriched by the invaluable contributions by Dr. Madhavi. Today, I will share insights from my title, which is Rural Tourism as a Catalyst for Sustainable Rural Livelihoods, a comparative economic analysis of Coorg, Karnataka, and Anantagiri Hills, Telangana. Let's explore together how the powerful intersection of tourism, culture, and sustainability can create a new paradigm for rural India. Rural tourism holds the potential to transform villages, especially those struggling with economic stagnation and population outmigration, by providing an opportunity to revitalize local economies, preserve culture, and protect the environment. Rural tourism can be a game changer. In India, the tourism sector contributes nearly 2.8% of GDP and supports over 11 million jobs annually as per Ministry of Tourism 2022. However, many rural areas, including Anantagiri Hills, have yet to be realized their full tourism potential. In this study, we will compare Coorg as a prime example of rural tourism success with Anantagiri Hills, which have several barriers in unlocking its tourism potential. Through this comparison, we will now explore how rural tourism can evolve into a transformative force for sustainable livelihoods both economically and socially. Moving forward, we can look, the study centers around three key objectives that aim to understand the shape of the future of the rural tourism. The first one is to decode the success, the factors behind Coorg's rise as a rural tourism hub, and the second could be to identify the challenges that hinder Anantagiri Hills from realizing its tourism potential. And moving forward, the third one could be to propose targeted actionable strategies to replicate Coorg's success in Anantagiri Hills. By achieving these objectives, we can aim to create a sustainable tourism blueprint that can be adapted across rural India. Before we dive into the comparison, let's take a look at the global and national context of rural tourism. Globally, rural tourism has redefined economies. In Italy, agrotourism integrates farmers into tourism ecosystems. In Costa Rica, ecotourism balances tourism with environmental conservation. India has also embraced rural tourism with programs like Swadesh Darshan and Prasad, leading to a 15% annual rise in rural tourism as per World Tourism Organization 2023. However, the benefits are not equally being distributed, as evident from the Indian Tourism Statistics Report of 2022. For this study, I have adopted a comparative approach, drawing insights from government reports, academic studies, and tourism statistics to ensure our recommendations are grounded in the practical evidence. Now, this is Coorg versus Anantagiri Hills. Let's now compare Coorg and Anantagiri Hills, explaining the factors that explain why one has thrived while the other have to face the struggles yet. First, infrastructure. Coorg has 85% all weather roads, making it easily accessible from cities like Bangalore and Mysore. In contrast, Anantagiri Hills lags with only 45% of road development, making it harder to access from Hyderabad. Second is the community involvement. Coorg's local population is heavily engaged in tourism, with 60% of community actively involved, contributing rupees 75,000 per capita annually. Anantagiri Hills, however, has a less than 10% involvement, missing out on the benefits of the tourism. When we lastly look at the tourism offerings, Coorg has attracted over 50,000 visitors annually with its plantation tours, safaris, and cultural festivals, while Anantagiri Hills has limited offerings like little marketing to draw the visitors. When we look at the visual aid 1, which is on tourism revenue growth in Coorg from 2017 to 2022, this graph illustrates the steady growth of Coorg's tourism revenue, which rose from rupees 280 crores in 2017 to rupees 400 crores in 2022. This upward trend is a testament to the success of Coorg's all well-rounded tourism strategy. Well, when we look at the visual aid 2, which is comparison of tourism revenue in Coorg versus Anantagiri Hills in the year 2022, this stark contrast in tourism revenue, which is from rupees 400 crores for Coorg versus rupees 10 crore in Anantagiri Hills, underscores the untapped potential in Anantagiri Hills and the pressing need for the targeted development which could be noticed. These comparisons highlight that infrastructure, community involvement, and diverse tourisms offering the key ingredients for the tourism success. Now we can have a quick look on the lessons for the Anantagiri Hills. Um, The first one could be infrastructure development, which is to prioritize the road connectivity and eco-friendly lodges can enhance the tourist experience more better. The community engagement, which is to empower the locals, particularly women, through the skill development and the entrepreneurship initiatives. Moving forward, it could be to diversify the tourism offerings, which is to develop new attractions like bird watching trials, organic farming tours, and seasonal festivals. The next one could be the marketing and branding, which is to position Anantagiri Hills as an ecotourism destination with a strong digital marketing strategy, collaborative partnerships, from public private partnerships to mobilize resources and expertise. When we look at the Visual Aid 3, which is the proposed budget for Anantagiri Hills tourism development, which is 2023 to 25, the proposed 100 crore budget allocates resources to key areas such as infrastructure, which is 50%, then community empowerment, which is 30%, and sustainable tourism to 20%, ensuring a balanced development approach. By focusing on these areas, strategies, on these key strategies, Anantagiri Hills can unlock the potential in its tourism and create a sustainable livelihoods. Building on these lessons from Coorg, I recommend a 5 point action plan for Anantagiri Hills, which is to invest in the infrastructure, which is to allocate rupees 100 crores over these 3 years for the roads, eco lodgings, and the waste management. The next one could be to empower the local communities, which is to launch women led homestays and hospitality training programs, funded by the Telangana Tourism Skills. And the next one could be to promote the sustainability, to create eco trials, organic farm tours, and the biodiversity conservation initiatives. Next one could be to boost the marketing, which could launch a campaign akin to Course Explore Kodagu to attract eco consciousness travelers via digital platforms and to foster the public private partnership. Lastly, to establish collaboration to ensure sustainable funding and to execute a successful plans. This holistic approach will ensure the economy's social and environmental sustainability in the Anantagiri Hills. Lastly, to conclude, Court's rural tourism success demonstrates the power of integrated strategies, strong infrastructure, community involvement, and effective marketing. Anantagiri Hills shares the potential for similar success but requires targeted investments and interventions to overcome these challenges. Imagine a future where Anantagiri Hills not only attracts tourists but creates livelihoods, preserves cultures, and nurtures the nature by applying Court's proven model. We can make this vision a reality. Thank you all for your attention. Thank you.
That's a good presentation. Now the house is open for a discussion. Any questions or any clarifications you can. Any comments on the paper?
Yeah. I need to mean salary that second. You were writing here for me also.
Anybody? Even one or two an encouragement for the presenter. Is it your PhD topic or it is interested area?
No, no, so just I wanted to align with the concept of the seminar. That's why I came with the and that.
On the conference theme you are selected that.
Yes, yes, it's purely based on the conference.
Very nice.
Because it's not conference that would have been in depth more because it's just based on a pilot study kind of a very short time.
And presenting paper and the conference theme is very, very important. Some other conference we are visiting. And the presenting papers and theme are not matched. Yes, yes. Okay. Right, ma'am. Thank you. It's a good thing that the presenter has made an effort in other area of research, though she is not. I mean, her PhD work is not related to rural tourism. It's good. The student should have such orientation because coming here and go. I thought many people are not knowing about Coorg, but just now I came to know that she is also has made a comparison with Coorg. It's a wonderful surprise to me. Uh, Yes, yes. Yeah. This is how she has not visited Coorg, but uh, by the secondary data, based on secondary data only, she has made a wonderful comparison between two places. And the best thing is she also recommended some seven, yeah, action plan. That is something what we expect from a researcher. So definitely she can work more on this area, I feel, and she can make changes. She can recommend this to the government also, which is spending quite a good amount on its development. So thank you. Hope there is no comments or compliments. We have given her compliments. Any other student should speak about whatever you say is a plus point to the presenter. They always get motivated. So you should make some comments. Yeah, yeah. Currently using the yes languages. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, don't feel shy to say your. Tell in Telugu also. Yeah. Any one person complimenting for her work. No support for the friend. Anyway, we congratulate you for the wonderful presentation. Keep it up. So we can go to the next one, please. Rural Tourism Dynamics by Jyotsna and group. Yes, yes, please.
Honorable dignitaries, guests, and my fellow colleagues. A very good morning to you all. I am Jyotsna. My teammates Gayatri and Anusha, students from Department of Biotechnology. Our topic is about rural tourism dynamics, exploring opportunities and overcoming challenges. Rural tourism, a way of exploring beauty, culture, and traditions of villages. We can get authentic experience of culture, tradition, and beauty of villages. Unlike urban tourism, rural tourism gives visitors a chance to explore peaceful environment, local lifestyles, traditional food, and natural landscapes. By the rural tourism, uh, by the rural tourism, both travelers and local communities get benefited, and where the tourists get to enjoy an authentic and refreshing experience, and also the local communities get benefited by offering homestays, doing cultural activities, and by selling their handicrafts. World Rural Tourism Day is observed on 27th September every year. Ma'am, next slide, please. Next slide. Uh, in India, there are states which have high rural tourism and low rural tourism. Uh, the states which have high rural tourism are Rajasthan, Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, etc. And Bihar, Jharkhand, and Uttar Pradesh, etc. have the low rural tourism in India. Uh, Next, the rural tourism dynamics. Um, there are different dynamics in rural tourism, which have shaped the rural tourism over time. The dynamics are economic, socio-economic, environmental, and technological dynamics. The next growth trends and potential. The growth trends are increasing interest in local culture, uh, incre- increasing interest in nature and culture, rising ecotourism and sustainable travel, digital influence and social media are the growth trends nowadays, and the potential for economic growth and through job creation and sustainable development for rural communities and diversification of the tourism industry. The next, the opportunities in rural tourism, the economic growth, the people in rural areas get benefited in the economical way by selling their local handicrafts and other, and cultural preservation, sustainable tourism, and government support. Uh, for government support, the infrastructure development it happens through the policies and funding by the government. By this, it attracts more visitors, and the next the other opportunities are agri-tourism. In the agri-tourism, we can get to know about organic farming by doing the farming activities, and one can experience natural healing by traditional countryside medicine with no side effects. And in the culinary tourism, the tourists can experience the local dishes and ancient cultural food, and these are the opportunities and the challenges in the rural tourism. Here are some challenges and their solutions. Um, a lack of skilled workforce, limited marketing and promotion, and cultural sensitivity and misunderstanding. These are some of the challenges. For instance, if we take infrastructure deficiencies, we can do it by roads and developing roads and providing better transportation and developing the connectivity to the areas. Uh, can be the good solution to develop the rural tourism. And the other challenges, the other challenges are the seasonality of the tourism, lack of accommodation options, and health and safety concerns. By encouraging the year-round tourism and getting know about the seasonal changes by promoting different seasonal attractions of different places, we can attract more tourists. And by developing affordable and sustainable lodging options, uh, by giving the homestays, lodges, and giving them healthcare facilities, uh, it will help tourists to come and to improve tourism in underdeveloped areas. Next slide. These are the innovative strategies for the rural tourism development: digital transformation and smart tourism, public-private partnership, and the marketing and promotion. Mm, to for the smart villages, uh, to like implementing Wi-Fi zones and digital kiosks, and enabling local artisans and farmers to sell their own products through the e-commerce. And uh, zero waste tourism will be the most effective strategy for developing the rural tourism. Um, it will be most effective by providing accommodations, local stays, uh, by using sustainable materials and solar energy. Next, by developing public-private partnerships, we can encourage local artisans and giving them opportunity as an entrepreneurs in the like people for the people in the rural areas. Um, the demand for rural tourism has increased after the pandemic as the rural areas have the healthier environment, because in the developed cities there is no good environment, like even the fresh air and the clean water is even not available. So the tourists are seeing uh, having interest, they're showing interest to go to the rural areas and explore them. It provides, as it provides good environment, and it gives refreshing mind and soul to the visitors, to the travelers. So rural tourism is the future of the tourism. And yeah, we have to develop the rural tourism it as it is the future. Thank you so much.
Yes, now the house is open for discussion. Any comments? Rural tourism dynamics.
Right, Joshna, you have given a very nice presentation on opportunities and challenges that are there in rural tourism. You can come over here. It's audible, no? Right. So, with your own experiences, you have taken the secondary data, no? Secondary source of data. So, based on the secondary source of data, you've analyzed your paper. You have nicely concluded your session, and the strategies, yeah, those are very important. Yesterday, also in the morning session, inaugural session, Sir was pointing out public partnership is private public partnership is very essential. Okay, with that only we can move forward. So, because you heard about the CSR, corporate social responsibility. So we have huge number of industries in India, and they can come forward and contribute for the development of the tourism in India also. And some of the corporates are, they are shaking hand with the government organizations in this respect. And one more important thing you have mentioned about the waste management. So that is the need of the hour, because tourism is important and making money is important. At the same time, we should also take care of our environment, especially management of waste, whether it is a solid waste or liquid waste, whatever it may be. So waste management is very essential. For that, you have given under the strategies. Right. Nice presentation.
Thank you, madam. Anybody else? Um, I need some clarification, Jyotsna. You have something. You mentioned some that challenges. Can we go to the slide? Yeah, yeah. Previous one, yes. It is. You have mentioned cultural sensitivity and misunderstanding. Can you please elaborate on that? Their culture and yeah. Okay. They can ramp up with yes. Okay. Oh. So cultural sensitivity should be there for localites as well as tourists. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice presentation. She is still a student, and it's really nice that coming here and speaking will definitely help you out in your academic thing because you will be having more seminars and all, and the confidence level will definitely boost. And in the coming days, she's going to be a very wonderful orator. I think all the best for you. Okay, thank you. Next, next paper, please go.
Good morning, good afternoon to all. This is Lakshmi Priya, research scholar, Department of Law, Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, Tirupati. And my title is Traveling Through Time, the Journey from Printed Guides to Social Media Influence. As you all know, we all are travelers from our childhood. At the time of holidays, we are going to grandmother's homes at that time. Now we are going through old as we are travelers. At the era of traditional travel guides, in the early days of travel, the information was primarily disseminated through printed guides. Publications like Lonely Planet, Forders, and Fromers. They provide destination, accommodation, and attraction to the travelers through their printed guides. After that, the late 1990s and early 2000s marked the beginning of the internet age, which revolutionized the travelers' accessed information. At that time, there were websites like TripAdvisor. These are the websites which were followed by us to travel anywhere in the world. These trip advisors will guide us what are the accommodations filed by them with the guidance. The time of 1990s, some specific people were experienced of that place, example monuments. I will explain the history of that monuments. After that, in 2028, we are searching in internet era. What are the importance of that place and what is the history of that place? Through this internet, some of them were aware of that places. After that, as social media platforms gained popularity in maximum 2000 era, which is user generated content. They are using their content generated by their own, like blogs, Twitter, Facebook, and they also share their information through media. Travelers being posting photos, reviews, and travel tips, creating a vast repository information that was more relatable and authentic. This shift empowered individuals to become create contenters. You know, most of them are doing their create content in YouTube. They are going to their places, for example, in pilgrimage places, Badrinath. That if they if we are going to that places, before that we have to take some of the precautions to visit that type of places. For example, Badrinath, it will be only for 6 months open.
the temple will be open for only 6 months. But we do not know what are the expenses to go there, what are the tour plans, and also uh, climate, weather, how it will be, what are the precautions what have to be taken by us. By seeing these vlogs and social media content users, we are knowing aware of that. We are taking precautions before going that, and we also researching where we have to go, what are we have to take with us, what are the expenses, expenditure total. These types of will be useful for us by this social media. The integration of technology further transformed the travel landscape. Platforms like YouTube introduced new formats for storytelling, allowing influencers to create short, engaging videos that capture the essence of their travels. Live streaming and real time updates became popular. This social media impact on tourism is huge. The best way to understand is people research before going on a trip. Now, people are encouraged to share their travel experiences. That social media has changed the way people to make it build their trust in a tourism agency. Whatever may be, no matter the format, the main aim is to still to inspire and inform travelers as they embark on their journeys. Printed guides provide valuable information for many years, but the internet and social media have made it easier for us. Today, we can quickly discover new places through photos and stories shared by them. Thank you. Any questions? Ms. Lakshmi?
So it's a wonderful paper which shows a shift in the present era from tradition to the modern, and how this media internet has affected tourism in a very great manner. So we are all experiencing, we have, at least our generation has experienced both types. Previously what we were doing and now what we are doing. Probably you people might not have been exposed to the previous one, but we have seen both the type, and she has put it in a very wonderful way. And is there any quantification of this change, like how much it has influenced the tourism industry? No quantification. Yeah, you can definitely do work on that if you're interested. It's a really a big change making with the help of this social media now. Wherever you want to go, first you go to the Google and you just check it, whether it is all the things about it, history, and also the cost of visiting, the way, what are the needs, the demands, everything we go through it, and then we also check whether the weather condition is good or not to visit the place, and the traveling mode of travel. Everything we check in prior to the visit, and then we make the decision about tourism. And this media has helped us a lot in not only during travel but also to make a safe tourism also. It's in a way very useful to us, and she has made a wonderful comparison between these two. Congratulations, and definitely can work more on this. Any any comments on the paper, please? It is, as I told you, it encourages the researcher. So at least for that, make some
Uh, Nice presentation, Ma. You with the hard copy you are presented. Even you are fluent very well.
yes.
Nice English. And also, only one thing I am willing to suggest: the organizations like hotels, restaurants, even the YouTubers providing the pages, they are giving the instruction about the A to Z. They are providing by the subscription. They are also generating income and useful to the travelers also. One more thing, the organizations providing GMB, that is Google My business. In that, they are providing more information, and the customers also reviewing that concept. In that, by through experience, they are providing experience review. Then it is also one of the useful thing in GMB for the promotion of tourism. Thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah. Right. You've done a very good job. Okay, congratulate you on this on your presentation. And the thing is, I also talked about sustainable rural livelihoods. Yeah, this is very essential. And one more important thing is when we talk about rural tourism, the most important thing we should take into account is health, because we have everything. We have food and accommodation and travel. Most of the areas we have all these things. The thing is, when it comes to the health aspects, we don't have health services near to those places. That is very important area if we want to sustain this rural tourism and all these things. So we, in the sense, the government and other people, those who are having those tourism places. They have to take in care of the health needs of the people also, those are visiting those places. That is the only suggestion. Okay, so that we should include it. Thank you. Can I encourage more people to include that also? Because if anything happens, so we need immediate attention of medical aspects. So that is needed. It is a confidence building for the visitors also. They are all these different facilities are there. Yeah, when it comes to children.
Yes, definitely. We
We
become
take
more.
care of, but when it comes to the children, it
They
is
are more
very
vulnerable.
essential. Thank you.
Can we have the next one, please? Professor M. Neeraja, Department of English, please, ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody here, and my special greetings to Ma'am Uma, who has come from Mysore University. My paper is a simple paper, and the main purpose of my presenting here is I want to bring to light some important places which needs to be highlighted. They are not known to many people here. So when Madhavi asked me, I thought about that, and I told her also the main purpose of my presenting the paper is to highlight those places. And as usual, like any other paper presenter, I talk something about the benefits and challenges faced by tourism department, especially rural tourism department. Tourism is the act of traveling to new destinations for experiencing nature, cultural and historical experiences. And rural tourism, an offshoot of tourism, focuses on the development or growth rural areas, be it economic, social, and cultural. Any form of tourism that showcases the rural life, art, culture, and heritage are rural located locales can be called rural tourism. Rural tourism can be defined as country experience, which encompasses a wide range of attractions and activities in non-urban areas. Its essential characteristics include wide open spaces, historical sites, sites, religious sites, and historical background, sanctuaries, and low levels of tourism development, and opportunities for visitors to directly experience natural environment. Rural tourism is also changing business, evolutionizing business, and promoting economic development across the globe. So, this paper provides an overview of rural tourism, its benefits for rural communities, and challenges faced by by the tourist development. India is known for its rich cultural heritage and diverse landscapes, many of which are found in rural areas. Rural tourism has gained significant attention in recent years. A sustainable model for economic development and cultural preservation. And over 65% of India's population residing in villages, rural tourism has the potential to transform these communities by creating new livelihood opportunities and showcasing traditional knowledge, crafts, and folklore to a global audience, to the global audience. So, in spite of potential, rural tourism faces numerous challenges that must be addressed for its sustainable implementation. Just I will focus initially I will focus on the benefits of tourism. Is coming to the first benefit is rural tourism generates employment that we all know, employment opportunities in villages by promoting handicrafts. See, whenever we visit some local places, they'll be selling some handicrafts. Yesterday, Brahma Prasad sir was talking about Madhavamala. Madhavamala is known for wood crafting. Excellent wood articles are sold there, but many people are not aware of that. Okay, so whenever people go to Kalahasti, they can make a visit to this place also to buy some nice artifacts. Okay, so and promotion of handicrafts, local cuisine, and ecotourism. It provides an alternative source of income for farmers and artisans. Is they reducing dependence on agriculture. See, they will not be having crop around the year, so when they don't have the crop, they can depend on these things. Okay, and then it also helps in cultural preservation. Rural tourism helps in preserving and promoting India's diverse cultural heritage, including traditional dance, music, art, and local festivals. And tourists are often very keen to participate in local traditions, which foster cultural exchange. So, like that, we have environmental conservation also. Ecotourism initiates in rural areas and encourage sustainable practices such as organic farming, afforestation, and responsible waste management. And this can help maintain ecological balance and promote biodiversity conservation. Coming to infrastructural development, the growth of rural tourism often leads to improvements in local infrastructure such as roads, sanitation, digital connectivity, so on and so on. Such developments benefit both our tourists and local residents by improving overall living standards, and also empowering the rural this tourism fosters community involvement and enhancement of self reliance, and women and youth in particular, they gain employment opportunities in hospitality, tour guiding, and handicrafts, thus improving their socio-economic status. Then coming to the challenges, yeah, I would like to mention uh, the three places before I talk about the challenges of rural tourism. Yeah, these places, the places I'm going to mention, these places that they make, they remain, they leave an indelible impression in our minds. All the three places are very good. They are known for their historic relevance. Okay, yes, a few temples here is environmental sites around Tirupati that needs further recognition, which could be achieved by efforts of rural tourism. One is Mallam. Anybody here knows about Mallam? No idea. Mallam is a small, is situated in a small village, and the other is Singirikona. Singirikona, anybody here knows about Singirikona? No, none of them. And then one more place is Gudimallam. Gudimallam is little bit known to people. Okay, and all these three places dates back to ancient times with historical relevance. Mallam is a small village in Nellore district and is 90 kilometers from Tirupati. And in this place, Subramanya Swami temple is situated, and the temple was constructed by Chola rulers of 10th and 11th centuries. This is there we have Vasantamala Mandapam here, and it is a shining example of sculpture of excellency. Episodes and events from the epic of Ramayana and Shiva Purana have been sculpted here splendidly on the pillars of the mandap. A place with such rich heritage further needs further focus and attention by the tourism department. Okay, nobody goes there. Yes, it has got very good. That mandapam is excellently carved. We have very good sculpture there, but nobody goes to that. Moreover, it dates back to 10th and 11th centuries, but nobody knows about that. Okay, then coming to Singirikona, Singirikona, it's 40 kilometers away from Tirupati, and it's a serene place with small temple dedicated to Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Swami, a sacred, and you have a small waterfall also there. And on the pond formed by it gives us deeper inner peace. And it seems the water has got medicinal value also. And but for the Narasimhaswamy temple, there is nothing at all at Singirikona. For miles around, there is no habitation, no cables, no electronic poles, not the ubiquitous mobile towers as far as your eyes could reach. This temple is situated in a very desolate corner. There is no public transport. One has to avail private transport only. The whole pathway appears desolate. The place is serene and has a cool setting that is so befitting for tourists to enjoy the tranquility of the place. This Narasimha temple is said to be 400 to 500 years ancient, and it is situated in the Eastern Ghat mountain range. A temple with such historical relevance definitely needs attention. I think I'm introducing that temple to the people who are listening to me. Yeah, it's a very, very nice place. I went there, I experienced, and then only I'm writing. I'm not just talking about it without visiting that place. Another noteworthy place that needs mention is Gudimallam. Gudimallam is a village near Tirupati, located in Tirupati district of Andhra Pradesh, state of India. It is situated about 15 kilometers southeast of the Tirupati city. It is especially famous for the Gudimallam Lingam in Parashurameswara Swami temple, and the village is Gudimallam is surrounded by agricultural fields. Yes, when I was traveling, I was simply wondering, no proper roads, okay, nothing is there. That village, that temple is such an ancient temple. Okay, we must take pride in that. But no proper amenities provided to that. And according to 2011 census of India, the village included 431 hectares and had a population of 2000, around 2000 people. And archaeological and epigraphical studies suggest that Gudimallam Lingam is one of the oldest Shiva Linga in the world, and the Linga is thought to be from 1st and 3rd centuries BC. The temple building is thought to be from the later Chola and Vijayanagara periods. The temple's walls and courtyard have inscriptions from the Pallavas, Ganga Pallavas, and Chola periods. The entire inscription is from the reign of Nandivarma Pallava in 1802 AD. So all these the above mentioned places, through though they are religious places, but the focus should be more on the historical relevance. Okay, we have to preserve all those things, and we have to pass it on all those that heritage. We must take pride in that, and by taking proper care of these places, we can pass it on to our future generations. Okay, see, in some foreign countries, even a small thing they take pride in that. They may not have a lot of history also, but they take lot of pride. Oh, this has come from this. But in our country, we have so many. In the vicinity of Tirupati itself, we have so many. Not proper attention is paid to these places. So I thought of talking about this. And talking about the challenges, this tourism department of late, it has taken interest in this Singiri Kona. You must have heard about so many Konas, Salakona, Kenchalakona, Kailasakona, but nobody knows about Singiri Kona. Okay, we have waterfalls there also. And see, because of lack of infrastructure, there is no transportation at all. Okay, and inadequate accommodation is also not there. Somebody started some guest house there, and it was left halfway through. Okay, and no healthcare at all. Yes, people will not venture to go to a place like that. Okay, so it needs lack of because of lack of infrastructure. Many people are not going there. They are not aware of that at all. Okay, it's in rural area. Okay, and coming to awareness and marketing, many potential rural tourism destinations remain unexplored due to lack of awareness. As I'm telling, nobody knows about that awareness and promotional activities. Promotional activities should be there, right? Marketing companies are often urban centric, sidelining rural attractions. Then I'm talking about the seasonality of these tourist spots. Rural tourism is often seasonal, marketing it an unreliable source of income for local communities. Dependence on tourism revenue alone can create financial instability. See, we have some places where we have demand people visiting those places only when there is some activity there. The best example is recently we all had been to Nalapattu, but that will be there only for a few months. Otherwise, nothing else. As we are passing through the villages, okay, we were a little bit surprised. Okay, in such a remote place, we had to pass through villages. But all those villages, they were selling so many things. It's a source of income for them. Moreover, one lady who was selling guavas, she was selling each guava for 25 rupees. And she was able to get a lot of money. People were eager to buy. And that was source of income for that lady. And it is seasonal only. It's not around the year she won't be getting. And yes, lack of skilled workforce like the hospitality and tourism sector in rural areas faces a shortage of skilled workers who can offer equal quality services to tourists. Training and capacity building initiatives are crucial to bridge this gap. Okay, they see they have to employ people and they have to train them to take care of all these things in tourist areas. Okay, remote areas. And then unregulated tourism can lead to the commercialization of rural areas, affecting local traditions and causing environmental degradation. So, sustainable tourism policies are necessary to prevent over exploitation. As Madam was telling this morning, people go to those places, but they spoil the environment. Okay, they have to maintain that also. Okay, and is with this, my main focus is to bring those three places to the fore and make people to know about those places. And I think I achieved in what I wanted to do. And with this, I wind up. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, madam. It's a very nice presentation. The best part of this seminar is Professor Madhavi, madam, is she's able to bring people from such diverse areas like we are economics, women's studies, English, law, biotechnology. Wonderful, because the knowledge and the interpretation, taking the issues, the same tourism. See, all of us human being is social animal, we say. We cannot sit in one place. We move around. And tourism is something which is close to everybody. And all are belonging to different areas of subject, region. And we are here for such a wonderful seminar and we are sharing all these things. Madam, I just noted down because if I get some time, I want to visit there. So I wouldn't have get this information if I want to be here. So a great applause to Madam Madhavi Madam for making this happen. Really, yeah, I mean it, Madam. I mean it. So thank you, Madam, for such wonderful information. Uh, as Madam said, there are so many historical places in every rural area. Every village has its own temple. The thing is, of course, we destroy and we pollute. That's a different thing. But there are many noted historical village temples where it is not just ignorance, it's also no marketing is also working. Many people in villages, they don't open the temple, historical temple, just because of some community issues among themselves. There are many in Karnataka where it has been locked for ages, for 12 years, 15 years. They say because these two communities didn't come together, we are not opening it for jatra and all, and they close it. So ultimately, it reflects even on their economic status, on the development of the village. So marketing is also very important. We have one place called Hasan in Karnataka, and there is one Hasanamba. See, 30, 35 years, now it is very popular, and you literally get no entry in the time because only during Deepavali time, festival time, it opens. And they have some historical things, and all those things are linked to that temple. My colleague, one of my colleagues is from Hasana, and he used to say, uh, 30, 40 years back, it was a very small temple like structure in a place where this marketing happens in a village. It's a very small place, and the Devi is that village deity. We have Marama and all, we do have in villages. It's village deity, and it was placed in the center of that marketing place. We used to play in and around the temple, and temple used to open only once in a year because people are very poor and they're not able to afford every day puja to that temple. So only once in a year they used to have jatra and they used to have festivities. And it was such a common thing. market it in such a way that they started saying we open it only once, and when you open, you see the lamp still in a ignited state throughout the year, and whatever this thing, whatever they offer to the deity, flowers and all fresh, and some such stories made it very popular. And nowadays, if you want to visit, lakhs and lakhs of people go in that 1 week time. And if you want to go there, you have to have a VVIP pass. Otherwise, you don't get this thing. So my colleague used to say marketing is very important, because only because of this type of marketing, the area developed. Now the temple is a huge temple has been built, and it is linked to all the political people, not the regular common people. So there are many, probably the madam said, because of infrastructure, and also because of the importance given by the village people related to that temple, that has to be improved. They have to market it. Otherwise, without infrastructure, without the basic necessities, we don't go. The tourists will never go to such places, and we also miss it. And the people, village people, will also miss the other benefits which they could have get out of this, such wonderful places. So thank you, madam. Thanks for introducing those things. So any comment, compliments?
Saying comments. Thanks. It's very nice to
Yes.
bring it anonymity, because the Mallam and Singarikona, so we don't know all these things. Yeah. So you're the person who made us to know all these places. Yeah. So I request organizers to make a note of these and to suggest conduct a tour, please. Yeah, at least to inform the department which is relevant to this, at least in Tirupati, so that that can be taken care of by the authorities. And thank you, Niraj.
Thank you, madam. I also willing to suggest in Annamalai University, Chidambaram, they conduct an international conference for 3 days. One full half day they will provide for local tour, sightseeing. That is the so we are from Tamil Nadu and we stayed 2 days. Last time, madam offered darshan to our people. It is I have the courtesy to them.
To the hands of the VIP. So
Yes, madam. Yesterday we discussed about that, and thankful to you, madam. Excellent presentation, and three places you visited personally, and provided the information over a period of time. We go to the places by word of mouth. We are getting the information from the people, those who are visited by our relatives, friends. We are getting the information. We are coming from the experiential era to digital era. Now everything available in Google and AI, ChatGPT. So we the people used to get knowledge, and we are having experience. Such a things, ma'am revealed many things, and also what I remembered, the speakers, the spiritual speakers, once they are getting the order in coming upcoming dates, they are going to speak means. Personally, I know many people. They visited the temple and gather the information, and they are narrated such things in the TV shows. Such a way I recalled, remembered that. Very nice presentation, ma'am.
much about singing Kona. There's so much to talk about singing Kona,
Uh-huh.
but can't talk all the time as well.
Yes, sir.
It's a good experience.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
The midst of the forest, yeah. And reasonable distance also. Yeah.
Next, I request Professor Y.S. Shardaman to make a presentation.
Their presentation more professional and diversified. Yes.
I think it's already afternoon. Good afternoon to all. Uh, Taking cue from who just spoke about the importance of places and then how they need to be defined and how the government has to take initiatives to draw the attention of several. I think my paper doesn't fit into this, but however, I was supposed to present yesterday because as I was on leave,
I requested Madhavi to allow me for today. It's not that I am a techno savvy or I know very much about technology, but with the limited knowledge that I have and with discussions with my son, I just happened to prepare this paper. My paper is titled Digital Technologies and Rural Tourism Potential of Rural Areas as Tourist Destinations and Perspectives. So, rural tourism has gained significant attention in recent years as a sustainable alternative to mass tourism. While urban centers traditionally dominate the tourism industry, rural areas have a unique charm that draws tourists seeking tranquility, natural beauty, and authentic cultural experiences. However, for rural areas to fully have an impact, their potential as tourist destinations, they must integrate modern technological advancements, compete in an increasingly digital world. The advent of digital technologies provides rural tourism destinations with new opportunities to enhance their aids, improve accessibility, promote local culture, and connect with a global audience. Just as Professor Neerja has mentioned about the handicrafts which are famous in different parts and how they can market their skill through this when they invite the or when they attract the tourists to these places. And uh, this paper basically aims to explore the potential of rural areas as tourist destinations, focusing on how digital technologies can aid in the development of rural tourism. Apart from every time we plan to go on a visit to any place, we are now looking at the different apps like TripAdvisor, Booking.com, and so on. And it has become very easy for us, in fact, to go to any place, including the hotels, including the restaurants, include everything we are able to learn from this technology. So, technology is certainly paving or it is paving a very easy way for all of us. But here, when it comes to rural tourism, there are several challenges that we come across. However, before going to the challenges, I just want to place before you few aspects with regard to digital technologies and rural tourism. So, digital technologies have transformed the tourism industry by enhancing the way destinations are marketed, as Madam was just mentioning about marketing also booked and experienced. These technologies range from online travel platforms, social media, and virtual reality to advanced data analytics and mobile applications. For rural tourism, digital technologies can offer several advantages, including better reach, improved service delivery, and enhanced visitor experiences. In the past, rural areas often struggled to compete with established urban destinations due to limited visibility and promotional budgets. However, the rise of online travel agencies like TripAdvisor has made it easier for rural destinations to be discovered by global travelers. These platforms allow rural tourism providers to list their accommodations, tours, and activities, giving them access to a much larger audience. What I learned from my talk with my son, where he works in a software company in Bangalore, and he said like now and then they are taken on a trip to the nearby places and where they can actually relax and also they can there's a lot of importance to that place that is assigned and they are able to explore several things that are associated with that place. And I have also heard from people saying that all these software employees since they are so immersed in their work and they rarely get time for relaxation, they are going choosing places in rural areas where they are away from all internet and all these things to find peace over there. So they want to spend 1 week time over there, and then there are places, rural places, such where they are provided minimum facilities and they are really enjoying. So certainly, these digital technologies reach people from to far off distances in spite of the challenges that they are facing with regard to technology. So, social media platforms, particularly Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, are instrumental in showcasing rural destinations through visually engaging content. Many rural destinations have successfully marketed themselves by using user generated content, influencer marketing, and visually rich campaigns. By posting pictures and videos of local landscapes, like we are very curious whenever somebody posts something on the WhatsApp status and so on, we look at and we even call them and ask, where is this place I want to go and visit? So this certainly is placing paving a lot of importance. By posting pictures and videos of local landscapes, events, and cultural heritage, rural destinations can build a strong online presence and attract tourists who are drawn to the natural beauty and authenticity of rural life. Mobile applications and GPS based technology have revolutionized how tourists navigate rural areas. With mobile apps, tourists can easily discover nearby attractions, restaurants, and activities as per their interests. This is particularly valuable in rural destinations where information about local services and attractions may be very rare and scarce. Through customized itineraries and location based services, digital technologies allow tourists to explore off the beaten path locations with ease and confidence. Moreover, rural areas often suffer from inadequate signage or roads infrastructure, as Professor Neerja was also mentioning about the roads, the access to to these tourist places. So GPS technologies integrated with maps and real-time traffic updates can assist tourists in navigating remote areas. These technologies can also help local businesses enhance the visitor experience by providing instant location-based information about services, opening hours, and events. So, not only to the tourist places, but whenever we go to any other place, even if you want to visit a mall, you can just see whether it is open or not. So there's a lot of information that is provided on these on we can just go out with our mobiles and we can simply explore several places. So so in this direction we can also come across the big data and predictive analytics, where which have become a game changer for rural tourism. By gathering and analyzing data from various sources such as social media platforms, travel apps, and customer reviews, tourism operators can gain valuable insights into tourist behavior, preferences, and trends. So, this data can help tourism stakeholders make informed decisions about marketing strategies, pricing, and service offerings. So, this predictive analytics based on historical data and trends can forecast demand and visitor preferences, allowing rural destinations to tailor their services accordingly. Digital payment solutions have become an essential aspect of modern tourism, and rural areas, particularly in developing countries, often face challenges in providing tourists with secure and efficient payment methods. By adopting digital payment solutions, rural destinations can offer tourists the convenience of making reservations, booking activities, and paying for services online. This minimizes the need for cash transactions, enhances safety, and encourages foreign tourists who may not be familiar with the local currencies. So when it comes to the challenges and considerations, while digital technologies offer significant potential for rural tourism, there are several challenges that must be addressed to maximize their effectiveness. One of the primary barriers to the adoption of digital technologies in rural areas is the digital lack of digital literacy. They don't, like, only when tourists come they are able to market their products, and then they don't know, because of the lack of digital literacy they are not able to really market their products in spite of the skill that they have. So many rural communities may not have the technical skills required to use online platforms, mobile apps, or digital marketing tools. Additionally, poor internet infrastructure in remote areas can hinder the adoption of digital technologies, making it difficult for both tourists and service providers to access essential online resources. So, in this direction, I feel that the government and even the companies have to come forward in order to, provide them digital literacy, and also government has to take an initiative through the tourism department to look at the, right access to these places. If this is broadened, then definitely we will have more income towards through tourism, especially to the rural areas. To overcome these challenges, of course, governments, NGOs, and private companies, they must invest in digital literacy programs and improve broadband connectivity in rural areas. These efforts will empower local communities and businesses to facilitate digital tools to enhance their tourism offerings. So, to conclude, we can say that digital technologies hold immense potential for transforming rural areas into attractive tourist destinations by facilitating online platforms, mobile apps, virtual reality, and big data. Rural destinations can enhance their visibility, improve visitor experiences, and promote sustainable tourism practices. However, the adoption of these technologies must be accompanied by efforts to address digital literacy gaps, infrastructure challenges, and the need to preserve local culture and authenticity. Authenticity is important because there is a lot of scope for even exploiting the people by even posting the wrong kind of videos, attracting them, but actually there is nothing over that. Even this is also causing an issue. And then for the reason why I wanted to present over here is like, long back, I read an article in the Hindu where, with regard to the rural tourism, I happened to read an article which said, like, to promote this rural culture, etc., they have transformed the certain places which have been left idle into cottages, and then there itself, by in the evening, they are arranging some musical, some local culture, whatever portrays the local culture, the local music or local songs. They are arranging it there and then at the cottage itself for the tourists. So this is also a kind of welcome change, and people should be made aware. The local people, the rural people should be made aware to make use of this kind of a facility and develop in this direction. So maybe these are some of the ways that rural tourism is yet to develop a lot, but these changes that can be adopted certainly will promote rural tourism. And I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity, though I belong to a different department, but it gives us pleasure to be presenting a paper. Thank you, Madam. for that.
Thank you. Thank you. So now the house is open for discussion. Anybody on digital technology and so it is a second paper on digital issues, followed by I think Miss Lakshmi. So Madam was giving both the positive and negative sides of the digital technology. Probably India, we never expected India to be so fastly digitalized country, except in COVID. COVID made it very fast, even in the rural areas. Otherwise, it would have taken many more years to be digitalized to this extent. When it becomes mandatory, when it becomes inevitable, we all went for digitalization, and now it is accessible to everybody. Everyone has a phone in the hand, and we use it for all the purpose, from googling to payments and shopping and everything. And the rural people are also now they are quite familiar with this online transaction and online banking, and they are using it. I think more than 75% of India is digitalized now. But as Madam was telling, now the back to future, we have all the digitalization. Everything is moving fast, and we are enjoying everything. And now the young generation IT sector people, they fed up with this. digitalization and fast moving life, and they are going back to rural areas for peaceful life. And it's very good for us because we are going back to nature. But unfortunate thing is many of the rural people doesn't like this. There is a survey in Karnataka where many of them has commented that these people come and spoil our places, rural areas, because they go in bunch, they eat, drink, they do all this thing, and they come out, and the pollution or all these wastages are becoming a threat to these rural area. One, and also they are worried about their children following this type of culture, which is taken from Bangalore or metropolitan cities, and they say we don't want any rural tourism or nothing. We just want it to be for ourselves because these people from urban areas they come and they spoil our children. So there are many surveys which are showing the reluctance of rural people to get exposed through this internet or through this digitalization. So we have to be very careful when we go to such places. We think making them economically stable is more important, but now they're not like that. Even the Kurgis, they're more worried about their culture and their tradition than the economic status because they're well off. The region is quite economically well off, and they say we don't want any disturbance to our culture. And now they want it to be their own state. They wanted to go away from Karnataka also. There is one group which is fighting for independent statehood to Coorg. So there are very delicate things. Technology, of course, it has become a part and parcel of our life. We can't live without our mobile now. But still, to what an extent it is going to spoil the next generation, we have to take it into consideration. Thank you, Madam.
To just add what you said, as Madam was talking about now, if you do not want the modern tendencies of government interact, we happened to visit Andamans once on an international conference, and it was said over there that there are very interior tribal people in the islands, remote islands, and they are not willing to allow anybody to come to their places, to that interior part. And even if somebody wants to research on that, nobody is allowed. They are just restricting them from entering into, because as she said, like they want to preserve that culture, and they do not want any modernization into their lives. They are happy with what they are, with their culture, with their tradition. This is what I personally experienced. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we can move to the next paper. Professor P. Hari Padma. Madam is from Department of English.
Good afternoon, respected chairperson, the director of the conference, and my colleagues, other delegates, and dear students. I want to, tell the students who are engrossed in their, mobiles that I will not take more than 5 minutes because I am conscious of the time. I'll just come to the point. I will, the title of my paper is Rural Tourism, an Ethical Perspective. I don't know how many of you are aware of the term ethical. Ethical, of course, means moral, but moral with respect to the environment. Okay, not morally moral. Okay. Rural tourism is often associated with experience of tranquility and cultural richness of the countryside. In India, where 69% of the population is said to inhabit villages, opportunities to promote rural tourism are endless. However, promoting it for economic gains or for cultural exchange alone can be detrimental to environmental sustainability. This paper should have featured in yesterday's afternoon session, but for some reason it didn't happen yesterday. But I do not know what the focus of this particular session is, whatever it is. The main suggestion I want to make here is any tourism promotional measure must be governed by ethical concerns. So, what do we mean by ethical concerns? The term ethical in the context of tourism refers to what is morally right or wrong in relation to one's environment. Ethical consciousness involves being conscious of the impact of one's actions, which includes one's travel, on the environment and on the community. Any promotional measures of rural tourism can be counterproductive if they are not governed by ethical concerns. Ethical concerns involve concerns that are not only environmentally significant, but also culturally, economically, and socially important. For example, cultural concerns such as, are local cultures being respected or are they being commercialized for tourist entertainment? Do communities have control over how their culture is presented, or is it shaped by external forces? Is there pressure on locals to perform their culture rather than live it? Are local businesses, artisans fairly compensated? Are middlemen taking the profit? These are some of the economic and cultural concerns. And of course, the environmental concerns include, does increased tourism harm natural landscapes, forests, wildlife? Are rural tourism activities sustainable? Do they contribute to pollution, deforestation, and resource depletion? And social concerns, of course, include, does rural tourism increase the cost of living, making housing and essentials unaffordable for some of the locals? Does it create social divisions with some benefiting more while others are marginalized? So, these are some of the concerns which are not purely environmental but which come under ethical concerns. Now, ethical tourism involves the perfect alignment of interests of all the stakeholders involved in the enterprise. Now, a lot is said about tourism providers and the people in rural areas and their respective roles in making tourism sustainable and environmental friendly. But hardly anything is ever said about the role of the tourists in practicing ethical tourism. So, what are tourists required to do to make their travel ethical? Now, I have actually read a book called A Life Stripped Bare, written by a journalist who works for the Guardian magazine in London. He has done an experiment on himself for 1 year, and as part of that experiment, he wanted to live ethically for 1 year. Ethical living involves living in alignment with the environment, okay, by taking into consideration the interests of the people in the community as well as the environment. So, not doing the most convenient thing is ethical, but doing the thing that is most friendly to the environment is ethical. As part of that, he had a 3-month-old baby. So, taking his wife, he wanted to go on a holiday to Italy. So, traveling from London to Italy, what most people would normally do is they take a flight and go in 2 hours, the journey will be over. But they wouldn't take the flight because taking a flight is unethical. How is it unethical? Because of the carbon dioxide it emits, it damages the environment. So, what is the mode of transport we use when we travel? So, I would like to just conclude the paper by raising some of the questions we as tourists ask ourselves and address before we go on our tour. So, if we are tourists, um, we should be asking these questions ourselves. How do I reach the place of my tourist interest? For example, Professor Neeraja has just suggested Mallam and Singarikona. So, do I go taking my car? Do I go alone? Or do I take 5 others along with me and then go in the car? Which is more ethical between the two? Or would I take a public transport and go? Or since it's only 40 kilometers, do I, find any other environment friendly mode of transportation? um, how do I reach the place of my tourist interest? What mode of travel do I opt for? Do I prioritize my time and convenience over the impact of my mode of travel on the environment? What is more important for me, my time or my footprint on the world, my carbon footprint on the world? So, what do I eat there? The food available there, or do I take some packaged food of my choice, to suit my convenience and eat there? Um, what mode of transport do I use there locally? Do I go on a bike or do I just continue to use my car or whatever? So, where do I stay there? Do I stay in an air conditioned place where all the people that serve me live, they live outside, like sleeping on the corridors? These are some of the ethical questions. Um, do I reuse the linen in the hotels? For example, they supply towels, bed sheets. There are people who insist that change them every morning. But when you are staying there for 3 4 days, is it really required for you to have the linen changed? Can you not do with the same linen for the next for the period of your stay there? So these are some of the concerns, examples of some of the ethical concerns every tourist must have. And How do I compensate for the carbon footprint my touring causes? For example, it is not possible. For instance, you want to go to a different country. You can't go on a train, or you can't go by bus, or you can't, five of you can't go in a car. You have to travel by flight. So when it is inevitable for you to travel by flight, how do you compensate for the for the carbon footprint that travel of yours causes? Now, in this particular book I have told you about, there are some organizations in Britain which function, exclusively for this purpose. You just pay them some amount, they plant trees on your behalf with the money you pay them. So in India, we don't have this concept, or at least I have not come across any such organizations which do this for tourists who are really ethically conscious. But I think we also need to have such organizations which will, offer to help us compensate the carbon footprint we leave on the environment. So with this, I conclude my paper. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much, madam. The house is open for discussion. Very interesting topic. Anybody? So this is the plus point of multi subject knowledge. Thank you so much, madam. This is one of the area which definitely needs to be first. In economics, we teach our students ethics and economics, but we as students we weren't taught that. Now we teach our students ethics and economics, and also we teach our younger children good touch and bad touch. We were not when we were students. There are so many issues which are now we are listening, we are hearing. I think this speaks about what the change is happening in the world. So ethics was Gandhi says ends of course are important, but means are more important than ends. How you do it is very important, and what you actually do. Because in olden days, maybe before our generation, all these issues were there, like inbuilt issues. They never wanted to specify them, like ethics is needed, truth is needed. Something everybody has accepted it, and the world was very simple and it was very straight. Now we take them separately, and we are teaching our children because we are seeing it is the lack of this ethics everywhere. It is ethics is important not only for the tourist but also for us, the local people. And some of the Western countries, they are not allowing their lady tourists to come to India because they specifically mention that India is not safe for you people. That speaks about the ethics which we are showing to the people who come from other countries. So but these are the things which we have to have it, whether as a tourist or as a localite or as an individual. The tragedy is now we are talking about these issues separately in an academic journal like this. So I request to the younger generation to know the responsibilities and to have imbibe them, because it is not just for the tourist sake, but for the life, it is very much needed. And thank you, madam, for raising this issue to this guest house. Thank you so much. This is the last one. One more. I think this is the last presentation by Dr. K. Lakshmi Rajan. She's from Department of Physical Education.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. Actually, I'm belongs to myself, Dr. K. Lakshmi Raju, academic consultant, Department of Physical Education, SP University, Tirupati. Many of people don't know that physical education, sports and games means everybody know that. So, first thing I called Uma ma'am and I asked, ma'am, is there any chance to make a paper in your tourism? Ma'am received very nicely. Yeah, we are waiting the different multi talented papers. So then I prepared within a 2 days.
that why not in the tourism sports? Because of the man, every human being, one traveler from one place to one place. Any biological things for example, ants, all animals also will travel from one place to one place for food, some changing of weather, birds. So why not in sports? So I focused in that preparing of in tourism. But when I got to know that sports is giving the first priority for the tourism, because of from the sports only they are earning millions of GDPs for every year. I got to know that only by doing the paper. Before that, I don't know tourism sports what will influence. By preparing the paper only, I got to know more and more regarding tourism and what influence in sports also. So the brief PPT is here regarding sports. Next, please, ma'am. Next. So my title is Role of Sports and Tourism in India. This is my abstract. The study of The study of sports tourism is one of the fastest growing sectors in tourism. More and more tourists are interested in sports activities during their trips, whether sports are the main objective of travel or not. Sports events of various kinds and sizes attract tourists as a participants, spectators, and destinations try to add local flavors to them to distinguish themselves and provide authentic local experiences. Mega sports events such as like Olympics, World Cups can be a catalyst for tourism development in successful leveraged in the terms of the destination, branding, infrastructure development, and other economic and social benefits. Next one. So this is the introduction, the part. The sports industry and the tourism industry are deeply correlative and influence infrastructure development with the potential to enhance social, environment, and economic sustainable development. Tourism and sports are key culture elements of the today's world and have the significant impact on modern society and international tourism. The sports and tourism are two driving forces for the promotion and sustainable economic development of tourism destinations. To better understand the links between the tourism and sports, to increase the awareness of the benefits of their joint contribution, Union Tourism and the International Olympic Committee (IOC) and jointly organized the first World Conference on the Sports and Tourism in Barcelona in 2022 and 23. 22nd and 23rd February 2001. Next, please. The social media platforms have become the most important tool for promoting sports tournaments and events. Individual devotes a lot of time for the social media platforms such as the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and other wings, owing to which sports events organizers promote their upcoming events or tournaments on these platforms. Furthermore, sports organizations are the creating creative content to promote their teams and players and encourage spectators to visit stadiums to enjoy the sports. Social media platforms enable sports leagues to have the real-time access to the fans globally, allowing national and international fans to connect with their favorite players or teams. Hence, the rise of the promotional activities of the sports events and tournaments globally encourages sports enthusiasts and individuals to enjoy the sports and stadiums. These factors will further fuel for the growth of the market. Next, please, ma'am. The objective of the study to study the influence of the sports and tourism, as well as to study the effects of sports and games on the development of the tourism in India. Next, please. The sports and tourism. The sports tourism are interrelated and complementary. Thus, today, sports tourism is one of the fastest growing sector in tourism. More and more tourists are interested in sports activities during their trips, whether sports are the main objective of the travel or not. Sports events of various kinds and sizes tracks already we discussed this in the title of the abstract. Next, please. The global tourism is not only for in India, entire global. We are using the sports persons and fans, tournaments, different teams, organizations, and the local areas are also they're organizing tournaments, and from one place to another place, players also traveling day by day, and regularly they are accommodated and they are facilitated in the many tourist places. Next, please. In India also, it is a very largest income source for the tourism in Indian economy. Sports tourism in India has been expanding impressively with the advent of the many domestic leagues such as the Indian Super League, Hockey Indian League, Pro Kabaddi League, Premier Badminton League, and the rise of the adventure tourism. Nevertheless, IPL remains okay. IPL also we know that recently because of the cricket means 1 days like a test matches it will take 5 days total day we are sitting and seeing. But when IPL came, so everybody with the in front of the mobiles or TVs or shows. Why? Because it's we become very short cricket. My specialization game is cricket, so I know better for influencing the tourism through cricket. So main sources from cricket only. We know that globally, the more popularity game, more population game also it is a football. After that, it is a cricket. But according to our Indian, the first preference given to the cricket. Everybody knows. Small kids also, LKG students also will take one bat. Whatever bat it is, they will go to ground when they will get holidays. So many people, the who is your favorite hero means they will not telling that film actors right now. They are telling MS Dhoni, Rohit Sharma, Jadeja, different, Hardik Pandya. And society also influences sports. How Hardik Pandya is a hairstyle. Many players. Even I am teaching for the BPED students in SV University. My students also will come with Hardik Pandya hairstyle. What is this? I used to ask, what is this? ఇన్ లోకల్లీ మనము కోడె, గిన్ని కోడె మొత్తం అది తీసేస్తే పెట్టెలంతా పైన మాత్రమే కొద్దిగా ఉంటుంది కదండీ! అలాగా తీసుకొనొచ్చారనమాట. డిఫరెంట్ హెయిర్ స్టైల్స్. బట్ మ్యామ్ దిస్ ఈస్ హార్దిక్ పాండ్యా హెయిర్ స్టైల్. అండ్ వెనెవర్ ధోని కేమ్ టు ద క్రికెట్, హి ఈస్ విత్ లాంగ్ హెయిర్. మెనీ పీపుల్ విత్ లాంగ్ హెయిర్. Even I didn't grow that hair. My students are growing. Like so many influence is there in sports as well as in tourism as well in the society also. Next, please. And apart from IPL, we know that Pro Kabaddi also, in Cine Pro Kabaddi also, they started to influence the society towards to the games and sports. Not only for the income sources, it is a health source. The health is wealth. So everybody must participate at least half an hour in sports and games. This is not from my view. It is a state government taken a GO. So, but also still many people don't know the games and sports. They are not entertaining. And nowadays in 2025, games all will play in the mobile only, every student, so not in the playground. So we need to change it that through that we'll get psychological problems, many eye problems, many things. Character also will be move on with the negative way with the playing in the mobiles. So we can go on playing the play fields means physically, mentally, emotionally we can balance our character, our behavior. Next one. Yeah, tourism packages also whatever from sports. The foreign companies might create and sell for cricket tourism packages, allowing fans to travel to different countries to watch major cricket tournaments or series. Cricket tournaments such as the IPL and the World Cup attracts millions of the visitors from both India and abroad, which will boost the travel and hospitality industries. According to a report of the Kotak Securities, the Cricket World Cup 2023 could add up to 1.619 USD to the Indian economy, with a significant portion of this coming from the travel and hospitality sectors. Next, please, ma'am. The sports tourism and sustainable development of goals. Tourism can contribute to the sustainable development and the achievement of the 17 sustainable development goals. This overview illustrates how sports tourism can contribute to the SDGs and what needs to be the considered when developing the sports tourism to ensure it contributes to sustainable development. The comparative strength of the sports tourism lies in the engagement in physical activities, opportunities for the interactions, and high development potential almost anyway. Thanks to these characteristics, sports tourism can play an important role in achieving various SDGs if development with consideration. Next, please. Next, please. The conclusion: sports and tourism both integral in Indian history and culture. They have immense potential. The highlights of the sports tourism: untapped market potential to improve global standing and position, along with the sports tourism, sustainable economic impacts. Sports tourism constitutes a large part of the tourism industry, with some sources claiming that a quarter of all tourism in the world is sports related. And sports tourism includes not only for the participation in attending sporting events, but also person recreational activities also. This is of my paper regarding the tourism. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think there is two more papers to come. We should encourage young students who wanted to make presentation. I just request before that we all take one photograph. Please, ma'am. Yes, there is a photo session.
For me to welcome you all for this valedictory function of ICSSR Southern Regional Center, Hyderabad, sponsored today on rural tourism and sustainable rural livelihoods. To welcome you all for this valedictory 2025, organized by the Department of Women's Studies and Economics through Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, Tirupati. Now I cordially invite the President of the program, Madam Dean, School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Management, Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, Tirupati. I request Professor Vani Madam, please to come on to the dais and occupy her respective chair. Thank you, Madam. I cordially invite the chief guest of the program, Professor H.R. Uma Madam, Professor of Economics, University of Mysore. I request Professor H.R. Uma Madam to come on to the dais and occupy her respective chair. Thank you, Madam. I cordially invite the chief guest of the program, Dr. Armugam Sir, Director of Management Studies, Mathupandiar College, Tanjavur. Okay. I request Dr. Armugam Sir to come on to the dais and occupy his respective chair. Thank you, sir. Brief introduction of the Dr. R. Armugam sir. Armugam sir is an assistant professor, research advisor, publisher, and corporate trainer. Sir completed his PhD from Bhattiyar University in 2017 with extensive experience in academia. He has conducted 12 employability skill training programs, 5 sales workshops, 2 international conferences, and 2 faculty development programs. He has also actively participated in various faculty development programs, workshops, and national and international conferences, and chaired sessions at several conferences and published more than 20 research articles in both national and international journals. In addition, Shah serves as the chief editor of the International Journal of Business Intelligence and Innovations and executive council member of the Indian Council for Business Education, Tamil Nadu chapter. He is also a member of the Junior Chamber, Tiruvarur, Royal Zone 23, and a panel trainer for the NIBCID Department of Police, Tamil Nadu. Now I cordially invite the in-charge head of the Women's Studies Department, Dr. Nirja Madam. I request Dr. Nirja Madam come on to the dais and off by the chair. Thank you, Madam. I cordially invite the seminar director, Dr. P. Madhavi Madam, to come on the dais and off by the chair. Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madhavi Madam, for giving me this opportunity. And now I am handing over the session to the today's President, Professor Sivani Madam, Dean School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Management, SPMVV Tirupati, to commence the further proceedings. Thank you, Ananda.
Good afternoon. No, after having heavy lunch and you must be sleepy also, but we'll complete it very soon. I request Professor Uma, Professor of Economics, University of Mysore, to say a few words because she was here by morning. So we can give her remarks.
Thank you so much, madam. Good afternoon, one and all. And it is always heavy heartedness when we have to say bye So valedictory function is something difficult to say by, but since it is a formality, we are here presenting ourselves to say goodbye to this seminar, which has went on very well for the past 2 days, and mm, it's really a wonderful topic. As I was telling in the morning session, Professor Madhavi has made a wonderful um, try in merging so many subjects into one single amalgamation under the name of rural tourism. And we get to know a lot from different dimensions, starting from women's studies, economics, law, physical education, biotechnology, English, and whatnot. So it's a very rare opportunity because all of us are, in one way or the other, we're all tourists, and many have, if not a theoretical knowledge, the experience. Each one of us is having experience, and it's very nice to listen to many. I should say I learned a lot by attending this conference, and it is very motivating also because we are able to identify the relevance of tourism and also the lacunas which we are seeing, and many have given different approaches how to improve all these present situation, and Professor Nirja has gave some new areas to venture into. It is really nice being here and knowing many other places of tourist interest other than Tirumala. And we have also seen some papers related to digital revolution and how this can be utilized for the sake of improving tourism, and also how they may become a threat to the rural tourist spots which are yet to get exposed to this digital revolution. And they have also given suggestions to incorporate these modern technology to bring forth the rural places which are of tourist interest. And we do have many such topics of interest which have not only touched the economic perspective, but also other issues like social, ethical, and so many other dimensions, sports, which we have never gave a thought about in our previous discussions. So all dimensions have their own importance, and tourism can be merged with all these things, and we can evolve it into such a wonderful topic that you can make use of it, and also you can work in different dimensions under the same tree, that is tourism. So, to rural tourism can be a wonderful area where we can make lot of revenue, and simultaneously it is our responsibility also to keep it protective, and to make it sustainable, so that the same beautiful spots should be visited and enjoyed by our next generation. So it is our responsibility to take care of these places and to protect them. So it's a very wonderful occasion to be here with all of you and share all these things. And I think it is a real learning process. We never thought that tourism can be discussed in this way. I personally really felt that so many different dimensions we are able to see here. Students, research scholars, and senior professors, everybody spoke with so much of different perspectives and knowledge. It's a way of learning. So I'm really grateful to Professor Madhavi for giving us an opportunity to be here and to share our thoughts and to learn so many things under the same topic, tourism, rural tourism. Thank you, Madam. Thank you once again, and I hand over it to Madam.
Thank you, Professor Uma. Now I request Dr. R. Mugam sir to say a few words.
Very good afternoon to one and all present here. Many faces well known to me because second year I'm coming. Last year, SV University and Mahila University jointly organized And this year, Lion singly organized. So, thanks to Dr. Madhavi madam, Dr. Neeraja madam, our friend Dr. Sunita madam also there, uh, came by late. Yes, uh, yes, madam. Now within few minutes, Acharyal Padamulu, Padam Siksha Samodaha, Padam Siksha Kalam Krinametu. The relationship between Guru and Sishya depends the best relationship, the transformation of education and knowledge is there. The achievement of the Shishya credit goes to Guru only. What I am today, the credit goes to my Gurus only. Such a way, I would like to congratulate the team organizers of the conference. Such a lovable topic you are selected, madam. It is like design thinking. Design thinking. Because at most in the world, providing livelihood to the people. So, through the rural tourism, providing the opportunity to the livelihood is a good thing. And I would like to say thanks to one more time for the opportunity. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yesterday, I missed the inaugural session because of some urgent official work. But I'm happy that this program went off very well. As the School of Sciences, at the outset, I congratulate Dr. Madhu and her team for conducting this seminar in a fruitful manner. And yesterday, there was a guest in our campus, Director General of MSME. She was talking about the employment generation at macro and micro level, and the Ministry of MSME itself is a ministry in the central government. And at length, she talked about the major industries, minor industries, and how women can be promoted entrepreneurship among women, all these things. So she said we have 5,000 students and 50 students should become entrepreneurs in the year. And that was a challenge thrown to us yesterday. And she also asked for economics teachers also, but they here. So today I'm throwing the challenge to them that out of 5,000, 50 members should be entrepreneurs at the end of the academic year. And actually, this she told because India is now third economic power in the world, according to statistics. And Modi, our Prime Minister, wants it to become third place. We are in fifth place now. He wants to be in third place. So why not in first place? That's the question is there. And basically, I am a communication teacher, journalism and communication teacher, and I teach television production. So when I scroll my YouTube or other things in social media, I see lot of rural women now making reels or memes, and most of them have become entrepreneurs, making pickles and food items and selling them online. The only problem is digital marketing. So I think the economics people have to think about this and help the community to market the things. So that will be your next challenge and your next seminar also you can bring together students and see that all the products are marketed very well. So with these few things, I wish the economics department to grow and as I told the two entrepreneurs at the end of the academic year, I know it's a challenge not only to economics department, but it is for the whole university. And many of our students are, in the fashion technology, we have fashion technology, we have home science. They are doing some research, producing products, but they don't have the market. So in that way, the department can help them to market their products. So again, once again, I congratulate Dr. Neeraja and Padma and all my center staff. I'm the director of Women's Studies Center, and all my staff are here helping them. Okay, Madhu. Now I request Madhavi to give a brief report in seminar.
Thank you, madam. A very good afternoon and warm welcome to all. This valedictory session of this two-day national seminar sponsored by ICSSR Southern Region Center, Hyderabad. National seminar is on rural tourism and sustainable rural livelihoods. At the outset, I would like to thank profound gratitude to ICSSR, SRC, and our university authority, administrative authority, for encouraging us to organize this seminar. I'm very grateful to Professor T. Lakshmama Madam for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion to highlight some of the rural tourism importance. I am very grateful, and Dr. Raman Prasad sir, Regional Director in inaugural session, madam. Regional Director, AP Tourism Authority, Executive Director of AP TDC Tirupati Hub. In his talk, he focused on AP Tourism Policy 2024-29, which targeted branding and experiences of by implementing a strategic and innovative approach to promotion and leveraging cutting edge marketing techniques and digital platforms and global partnerships to enhance the state's visibility to establish AP as a premier tourism destination. And also, sir explained about the art and crafts tourism in Madhavamala cluster of Tirupati district. One more resource person from Kakatiya University, Warangal, Dr. B. Suresh Lal sir, enlightened, focused on pilgrimage tourism and economic impact and their monthly income and saving pattern across the location during the peak pilgrimage season and off season. And pilgrimage destinations involved temporary hospitality business like tea shops, juice stands, and which are vital for meeting pilgrims' needs and support in local economies, and also highlighted the urgent need for sustainable practices in pilgrimage tourism, madam. And Professor Anita from Yogi Vemana University, he focused on health tourism, madam. The benefits enjoyed by health tourists, Ayurveda and yoga as a health tourism products. And she explained cost benefit analysis of health expenditure between different countries. In international comparison, she focused on international comparison, cost and benefit analysis. In the afternoon session, Professor Y. Venkatrao sir from Pondicherry University explained about the essence of rural development, livelihood framework, social entrepreneurship, opportunities, and scope to develop agrotourism, farm tourism destination in AP to attract more foreigners, not only foreigners, to encourage our school, college students also. One more resource person in second day, madam, second day morning session, our BOS member and esteemed resource person, Dr. H.R. Uma madam, from Mysore University, focused on rural tourism in Karnataka, a study of Coorg, role of rural tourism in empowering local communities, particularly women in Kondagu, and their economic impact of rural tourism and contribution to Karnataka's GDP and employment generation by Kodagu tourism and income enhancement. Madam stressed the importance of the growth of tourism has necessitated improvements in infrastructure, including better roads, enhanced public facilities, and increased investments in hospitality services. Based on our themes, we conducted on first day, we conducted 3 parallel sessions to discuss various critical components that drives rural tourism and sustainable rural livelihoods for economic development of our nation. On this platform, hope all participant stakeholders gain valuable insights into complexities in identifying strategies for development of rural tourism and stimulate job creation through rural entrepreneurship and discussed various interrelated issues. Hope that researchers benefited from this platform by taking insights into the potential of rural areas as tourist destinations, the benefits that tourism can bring to local communities. This is the brief note of our program, madam. My sincere, heartfelt thanks to our head of the department, Dr. Neerja madam, for presiding the inaugural session. And I thank our Padmavati madam, and my sincere thanks to all my team members, Center for Women's Studies, and my students, research scholars, print and electronic media, and guests from other universities and senior professors from our university. I thank all, and I thank Sunita madam from Econometrics Department, SV University, Vinodini madam. I would like to thank all the participants for their enthusiastic participation. Without those participation, event is not able to possible. Thank you very much for your cooperation and who made this seminar very successful. I thank all the chairpersons and coordinators in all technical sessions. Further, I place heartfelt thanks to press and electronic media for the support, and I thank Neelima madam and Nagaraju Prasad for technical support. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.
I request Professor Vani Madam to give away the certificates and present the awards to the best paper presenters. I request Professor Vani Madam to felicitate the guests. Now I request Professor Ruma Madam to accept our felicitation. I request Vani Madam to felicitate Dr. Arumugam sir. Now I request Uma Madam to felicitate our Dean, who is our mentor, guide, and well-wisher, who is there with us always. I extend my sincere gratitude to Vani Madam. Of course, Madam is having very urgent meeting right now, but in spite of that, she made some time to spend with us and encourage us. Thank you so much, Madam, for your gesture.
Please. Neerja garu, please accept our token of respect, please. Thank you.
Actually, we have to thank Dr. Madhavi and congratulate her for choosing a very, very relevant and uh, need of our theme. And she also brought eminent scholars from various parts of the country. So their invited presentations and delegates presentations widened our knowledge on tourism. So we have to congratulate and thank Dr. Madhavi for all the opportunities that she has given to us. And my special thanks to Mr. Nagarjuna and Prasad for all their technical support. They'll be with us at in each and every event. Without their support, the event wouldn't be a successful one. And on behalf of the department, I extend my sincere gratitude those who directly or indirectly contributed to make this today national seminar a successful one. So let us all raise for the national anthem.